Is this working at all? Hello? I can't see shit. Wow, the delay is disgusting. Jesus. It's like 10 seconds of delay. You're not late. In fact, I was probably late because first time doing this, I have no idea. Also, wrong audio. So, this is a Rune Factory. I don't know if this is a good stream game because it's farming. Well, I mean, it's not entirely farming, but it's certainly not walking around in a labyrinthian hell getting slaughtered. But we will be doing that soon, once the farming is over. Concurrent viewer 0. That looks like it's working just fine. And there's, yeah. Well, Rick's here. That's good. At least I know that's people can see it. Actually, can you see it? I honestly don't know if anything is like coming out fine on your end. Like the preview looks fine, but the preview is also maybe a 12th of my screen. So the resolution, I don't know what that might be. And now I need to try and remember what I was doing. You played a rhythm game on stream. Well, rhythm games can be fun too. What was I doing? Oh right, I have to finish my farming thing because I haven't checked up on my everything, because you got to do that. This game is just, oh whoops, right, food doesn't go there, food goes here. Every time I turn this game on, I always wonder if it's like, maybe it's not as good as I thought. And then I start playing it, and I'm like, nope, it's as good as I thought. It's always as good as I thought. Game looks good here. Okay. We'll turn it up a bit. Because I'm just a quiet speaker, so I try and keep the volume low so the words can be heard. Okay. I turned it up a teensy weensy bit, so we'll see if that's any better. Also, I don't need chicken eggs. What do I need the eggs for? I also don't need that. This is... The weird thing is that I stopped playing this so I wouldn't like over progress. So that... Whoops. That... I don't want to put my weapon. Because I felt like it would be kind of boring if I got too far ahead and then nothing happened. But yeah, this is one of those games where if you just forget what you're doing, everything falls apart so fast. Like, you just forget, like, oh, what crops was I growing? What things did I apply to the crops? What requests was I doing? And then you just, like, everything just falls apart. I think it's a little better now that it's all big in HD. And harvest cherry grass. Did I do that already? I don't remember. This is what I'm talking about. Like, have I done these things before? Hello, Fury. Oh, you've played this. That's good. It's a very, very nice game. Except you can't find your things there. You have to go to the shipping box. And oh. No? It's not here? Oh no. Pink cats. Oh, I guess not. I swear I have. But I guess they're not here then. Because you get multiple different areas of farm. So you get 4 seasons to farm in, which is great because unlike some other games, hint hint Stardew Valley, yes. in Stardew, you don't get like a place like this to farm every season. You just get the greenhouse, and you have to unlock the greenhouse, which takes a while because the community center in that game requires you to actually like grow the stuff from other seasons. So it's like a catch-22. It's like you want to be able to farm everything so you can get the community center, but you can't get the community center if you can't farm all the crops, and if you can't get the community center, you can't get the greenhouse, and you can't get the greenhouse, then you're not going to be farming, so you gotta wait, and it's boring. But this game, you're free to do whatever the hell you want, which I like. I don't like games that hold me back. And also you get a magnifying glass so you can actually see. And even this, like, this is nice because the farming in this game is actually a lot more complicated than Stardew. But there are some things that you can't tell, like, actually no, you might be able to tell, cause does my jaw, but yeah, I think you actually can see all of them. Maybe my brain was just not working, but you can grow giant crops, which, like, you have to fully grow the crop and then apply the gigantizer, which is what it's called. Whoops, I'm hiccuping. And you can't really tell. So if you put the game away for a while and you come back, it's like, oh, which one was it? Yes, this was a 3DS game, and then they ported it to Switch. And I'm really glad that they did that, because for a while the developers were just like completely just mystified, like no one heard it from them for a while. Yeah, this is Switch, but it was ported to 3DS. Or I mean, it was 3DS and then ported to Switch. So this is on the Switch. You can tell because it's like on this. So this is a special edition, and I'm also a massive nerd, and I bought the specialer edition called the Archival, which came with an art book and a disc, a soundtrack disc, and I'm totally, my train of thought is just gone. Was I? See, again, like, I planted these. But I planted these like a week ago, like real life a week ago. So I don't know if I was like, am I going to sell these, or am I gonna like grow them like a few levels up? Because if you sickle them, you'll get seeds of a whoops. Yeah, so these are level 2. So the crops right now they're level 1. Being able to walk on top of your crops is such a massive improvement. Can you not walk on your crops in Harvest Moon? I've never actually played Harvest Moon, so I wouldn't know. Might as well take one just to be safe, cause shit. I like this game, but there are very few. There are a few flaws. Flaws like you constantly have to like tell your teammates to like stand back so you don't give them stuff by accident. If specials didn't come in a steelbook, no, it didn't come with a steelbook. It came in a nice box, which U.S. imports ripped the corner of because I'm guessing they had to open it, which made me sad, but barely noticeable, so I don't care. I really like it. But yeah, I was saying before that, actually, was I saying that? My train of thought, like, by default is already terrible. Called twice in the last 15 minutes. I've been called by the same telemarketer. I get that a lot too. Actually, it's calmed down recently, but yeah, getting calls like that is frustrating. And well, I just noticed my stamina recharged because I was staying still for so long. Jeez. I can tell I'm going to be a very good streamer, just constantly losing focus of everything. Because I'm... Oh, what? I think Chlorica just threw something at me and it healed me. It's a very good girl. So what was it doing? US imports ripped a corner of my boxing gloves package. They're worried you're gonna have like a knife stuck in your gloves, like your Chuck Greener. was I thinking? I was talking about something. Uh, oh yeah, so so the progression in this game is very odd, which, whoops, I totally didn't mean to hit this one, but I guess I'll have to do it anyway. So the game is split into 3 arcs. In other news, Canadian man sues US over ruining his video game box. President Trump's pleading for mercy. I don't think he would ever do that. He would much rather bomb the shit out of you, but who am I to judge? Yeah. So the game. So I think I was talking earlier about how I stopped playing the game so that I'd have stuff to do. But the downside to that was you can't. So the game is split into 3 arcs, and in the first arc, oh my goodness, I'm just starting to notice like now, I'm talking about like, maybe I don't know if Dave was like just catching up, but now he's talking about the crops thing, and that was like 5 minutes ago. So the delay is gross apparently, even though I have an excellent connection, and I have no added delay. You need to never shut up. Yeah. Oh man, I wasted so much time. I was supposed to like go dungeon crawling, but yeah. So the game, I can just pause. So the game is 3 arcs, and I finished the first arc on my own, and then like, school happened, took a break, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna stream. Okay, so I finished the first arc, and so how am I gonna prepare for stream? I don't want to like start the second arc right away because it's just, it would be even more confusing. It should be honest, it's already going to be confusing, but also because you can't do a whole lot before the second arc, because the last real area is Delirium Ruins, which is sort of like this it's like this volcanic area which I can go to, because look at this, you can just go to wherever the hell you want. Isn't that nice? So yeah, this is like the last area of the first arc, and it's like, the enemies are here, okay. And then like right after this, whoops, the save book was right there. Right after this is Maya Road. Well, not technically. The next area is not Idra, maybe Idra Cave, but that's where we're going right now. But that's second arc. You have to wait for the second arc to start. So, but you can go here as soon as you have Autumn Road. Like as soon as you get here, which is like after you unlock Dulce, which is one of the villagers, you can go into this area, and like, what's the recommended level? Whoops, I almost killed a sign. 65. So my level is, I'm level 74. So let's just walk up to an enemy. Okay, that was a crit, to be fair. I'm dealing like 30 damage, 40 damage, and like in Delirium Ruin, you can easily do like 300 damage to these enemies. So what? You just can't progress until you get to the second arc, when you get gold, and gold is used to make the new weapons, and like even Chlorica's getting her shit kicked in. But I mean, Chlorica, like I haven't leveled her at all. What level is she? She's probably like 30. No, she's level 40. Yeah, so she's not that great. But you can tell like equipment is the big deal here. So my spear has 255 on it. So if we go back and look, I can just cast a spell and go back to town. Isn't that nice? Stardew Valley, you have to walk for 1,000 years to come back home. But yeah, we'll go here, make a weapon, go spear. So you can see I have water spear right now, so that's 170. So mine's actually smithed up right now. So the next up is Corsica, and you can see, like, it takes gold and it takes like this, which I don't think I have right now. But like the damage, this isn't even upgraded. It's 306. That's like 50 more than what I have right now. So, and that's just because I don't have gold. So if you're waiting for the second arc, then you're not progressing, which is a bit sad, but it's a concession you have to make. And so what I did in the meantime, which is one of the things that I really wanted to avoid doing this stream, was raising your smithing level, because unlike other things where, so when you craft something, you can see it has like on the number on the right is the level, the recommended level, and so you can see the cost on the bottom. So like this is 35, my cooking level is 25. So the cost is ridiculous, but this will give me a lot of XP if I craft it. On the other hand, if I don't even have to go here, because one of the other great things is that you can just craft with stuff straight out of your chest. You don't actually have to take it from the chest, which is also handy definitely. So we'll put these away, and I should probably actually sell those because I think those are part of a quest. I've actually sold those already. What? Didn't I have a quest for that? I want to go back. Pom grass, yeah, so I have to sell some of those. But yeah, so I'll show you in a second just exactly what, because I mean this is a lot faster with a touch screen because you can actually touch the buttons, you don't have to actually menu it. But it is probably one of the things that you could call reasonably a flaw of this game, is you're gonna be leveling up a lot. I mean, my levels, I'm pretty sure it doesn't end at 99. You can go up to like 200 and something for your level. So, yeah, be prepared to do that. So, like, if you look at our skills, which I should read this. This game is way faster than Harvest Moon. Holy shit. Breaking up 3 rocks with a hammer and Harvest Moon is an all-day affair? Really? Yeah, that's even worse than, like, Stardew. Because, like, it only takes, like, 5 hits in Stardew to break it. And you have, like, 200 stamina. In this, it's just, like, yeah. Like, you can even charge this up to, like, break multiple rocks at a time. Because it's just, like... This is, like, farming on crack. Whoops. Yeah, so you can charge that. This gets really big. Like, you can get to, like, a 9x9 grid. Or, well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's, like, a 6x6 grid. The next upgrade is 4x4. But yeah. Part of it's delay, part of it is running long-winded paragraphs. Oh, it's fine. YouTube, yeah, I'm starting to notice. Like, even Twitch, I don't think Twitch was this bad. I think Twitch was, like, maybe 10, like, 20 seconds. Write essays for chat, so you have to explain your sense. Hello, Bob. Back from tree, I'm guessing you were sawing logs? Isn't that an idiom for sleeping, where you having a nap, or you're literally sawing, tree sawing? But yeah, so we can crack farming. A flaw in my video game. 6 out of 10 is the best I can do. It better be perfect in every other. Well, if I'm gonna be honest, like objectively, like the biggest flaws are like picking up stuff and accidentally giving people gifts is one. Farming, like actually grinding your levels is kind of you might not like that. Being gated by like progression materials, like the axe, like in the 3DS version, progressing the axe was RNG. Like the two acts, like Act 2 and Act 3, they are based on events, and events happen at random every day. So sometimes you might not even get one. And so the reason why I didn't actually beat the 3DS version was because I beat the second arc. I didn't know there was a third arc, so nothing happened for like a month of me actually playing the game, and I was like, I guess I've done the game. But no, there's a third arc, and I didn't even know. So, I mean, that's like a flaw, so like that's 3 flaws. And then, so there's like progression gating, giving people stuff by accident, and farming's kind of tedious. Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty solid game besides that. I mean, obviously it's not like the story isn't something to write home about, and the plot isn't magic, or the graphics aren't amazing. Like, it's obviously a 3D game. Or a 3DS game. No, I was sawing the big fat tree in my backyard, really. I haven't... I remember we had a tree in our backyard, like, when I was a kid, and we cut it down. And I was really concerned because our backyard's not that big. So I was like, is our fence gonna be okay if that falls? But I think it ended up being alright in the end. Is this Star Desu Valley? I guess so. In Harvest Moon 64, if you swing your hammer on the rocks like 10 times, your dumbass farmer wipes his brow with a handkerchief. If you keep working past that, he passes out and gets ill, losing a few days? A few days? That is atrocious. Star this valley. My younger farmer can't be this cute. But yeah, I like this game because unlike other games, especially Harvest Moon, now that you've told me about it, this is very much like if you want something, you can have it, and you probably have enough rupees to get it. But yeah, so like so what I was doing like before this was waiting for second arc and like second arc started, but I wasn't streaming yet, so I was like, well, what am I gonna do to prepare? So my dragon can't be this cute. There is actually a dragon in the town, but she's about to die. Spoilers alert. So what I was doing was, so these are broadswords. Like it's level 1. It only takes 1 metal to make this. So what you do is you just go into your blocks. You take iron, and you can get iron everywhere. And then you use iron, and you make like, I'll only make 1 just to show you. So it's like, okay, so that was level 1, and it barely moved my level at all. See that item? You can buy it, but only if you have enough rupees. So you can go upgrade weapon, and you take your broadsword, you slap it there, boom. Okay, what are you gonna upgrade it with? We can upgrade it with anything, even like food. Like, here's a fridge. Like, I don't know, just put some milk on it. Like, yeah, you can put milk on it. I mean, you wouldn't because you can use milk for other things. So you use iron because like scrap iron is good too. So it's like, oh, it's 10 RP. That wasn't hard at all. So you do that. And it's like boom. That cost nothing, but it moved my XP bar up like a 7th or a 10th, I guess. I'm not good at estimating. So we can just do this over and over. And you can see I have 1,000 RP. So this will probably take like maybe 150 in total, because it does go up as you get to a higher level. I can have it. Can I have a fulfilling love life with a beautiful if you get lucky. Yeah. So we can just keep doing this over and over. And so apparently there used to be a bug where, and this is going to be a lot hard to explain. I could be exaggerating, but my childhood memories of HM64 aren't kind. Get ill from overwork, so the game teleports me to bed. Couldn't move my animals indoors, so they died from it. That's wow. Harvest Moon is serious. So it's like, boom, we're almost a level, and that was like 10. There was 1 iron and 9 things, so it was 10 things in total, and I barely put a dent in my RP. And well, you can do that over and over because iron is piss easy to get. Unlike what it sounds like from Harvest Moon, like I can go over here. Like, this is still the town. Like, the town's not that big, but it's pretty compact. So once you've unlocked this, you go up here and it's like, oh, look at this. There's just iron, like, here. And it's like, oh, this is bronze, too. Like, bronze, you can sell the bronze if you like, and you get money. And it's like, you play Stardew Valley. It's like, let me spend 4 days farming parsnips because my anemic skeletal frame can't handle being kicked in the butt by a flying bat or something. Also Chlora because it's not stuck in the bottom. Yeah. So it's like, boom, I have 9 metal at 11 plus an iron. I guess that was spare. And you have 5 of these. It's like, it's just so easy. And I might as well kill the boss here while I'm at it. Like, yeah, sure, there's just a boss here. Like, no problem. Which also, can I just say I love this weapon? Because it's like... I mean, to be fair, I'm a bit overleveled, but... The spear is very funny to use. Because you just mash. IRL loop. What's going on? I know, Radiohead intensifies. I actually don't know any of their songs. I played on my PS2. I'm guessing Harvest Moon, because this is very much a mobile game series. Can I have a if you get lucky? If it's all of the loot boxes. I never played Harvest Moon on the GBA long enough to get many animals. Well, I can imagine that it took a shit ton of time to do that. To do anything in Harvest Moon, from what it sounds like. It's not right, damn it. It was ours. I heard it's a better use of time to sell parsnips, seeds, and buy a different crop. They played us like a damn fiddle. Yeah, I can imagine that. In this game, like, you can see my money. I have 53,000, and you can see how much space there is in that upper right box for money. And just for reference, so I'm done the first arc of this game. You know, Creep by Radiohead. Everyone's heard that. Maybe I've heard it and I don't recognize it by name. But here's my calendar, so we can tell we're in the 12th of summer, and it's year 1612, which is like, that doesn't matter. The point is that this is the first summer of the first year, and I'm on the second arc. You just think about how long it takes. Or like, Stardew Valley will get the shit out of you, because I feel like I'm talking more than I'm playing. Sorry. In Stardew, in order to finish one of the harvest boxes or the community center boxes, you need red cabbage, and red cabbage doesn't unlock in the store until the second year. So you genuinely can't, like, even if you've done everything else and you're like super optimized, you can't even progress that until the second year. So what was I doing? What was I doing? I totally forgot. I guess this is another flaw, is like, if you forget to buy, like, you need to buy recipe bread in order to learn recipes. Which, I mean, realistically, can't you just learn the recipes from, like, leveling up? It's really annoying for weapons, because for weapons you have to be a high level in that weapon, and then be a high level in the smithing, and then you need to eat the weapon bread. And I already forgot what like, again, there's just, like, what was I leveling up before? I don't know. I'm guessing it was accessory bread, because I have terrible accessories. I played Harvest Moon on Game Boy Color, N64, and GameCube, and for some fucking reason, I never got the hint that I didn't enjoy these games. If you didn't enjoy them because they were slow, you might enjoy this. I know you're not a big fan of, like, grinding. Which, oh yeah, by the way, you can tell everyone that you love them. Which, this game has great dialogue, let me just say. Like, just for reference, like, let me go to someone's house. Let me just go to, I think this is Forte's house. Yeah, so you can go up to anyone's bed and, like, sleep in it. And every single one of these has a dialogue option. Ah, come on, Dave. It's just a few flaws. The imperfections make it beautiful. And a Stardew speedrun relies on a random merchant to buy out the season crops and items. Oh. Yes. Oh yeah, because you have that traveling merchant with the pig. What's wrong with her face? Are you talking about Porcelain? Every one of the whoops, actually not healed. Every one of the Rune Factory games has one of those characters, or at least I think the main ones do. Like, they have the big fat faces. No offense, but that's just how they are. Which, like, I might go around and walk around and talk to the characters so you can see them all. Like, if you think this game has weird characters, like, 3 has even weirder characters, which I might talk about later. But yeah, you can just go up into anyone's bed, like Earskill's bed, and it's like, oh, let's sleep. No, it's not. Who's your waifu? Is it the dragon? They kind of spoiled it, because you can actually see art, like, from community members, which is additional. Using a good grappling farming, I know you're talented, yes. They kind of spoil the dragon, because she's not who she still appears to be. The baker. Porcelain is the big chef. He cooks all the things. Look at all these things I can't craft because I don't have gold. Which, this game is filled with a lot of weird things. The boots, especially. And for some reason, a lot of the boots have weird attributes to them. So there's a boot called, like, free farming boots, and it's like, okay, what does that mean? When you wear them, there's no grid on the farming tiles, so it's completely useless and impractical, because it's like, the grid is convenient and optimized for you, but you looks a bit after run. Well, that's because Forte is the knight of the town, and that was her bed. So, yeah, maybe not the best idea to sleep in her bed. Everyone else has, like, something to say. Okay, I can go to Chlorica's bed and, like, Vishnal's bed. Like, I don't know who this is. This is Vishnal's bed. A little nap can't hurt. Back away slowly. Is she a victim of the archetype? This is Chlorica's bed. Oh, I guess they're the same because they're both the butlers. This is Volcanon's bed. No harm in diving in. No! Bad thoughts! No! Yeah, so the dragon is here, which she is currently dying because of second arc details, which we should probably get to. Like, in the next day, I'll quit with this farming stuff and then actually try and progress. In fact, I think I'll just head into bed right now, because in this game, like, not to keep harping on about this over and over and over and over again, but in this game, you can just stay up as long as you want. The only downside is that if you stay up for 2 days, so on the second, like, if this is the first night, then after the second night, you'll get fatigued, and fatigued makes your RP cost, your stamina cost, double. And then you stay up for one more day after that, you'll get a cold. And that sounds bad, but you can just drink hot milk and it'll heal it. And hot milk, like, let me just put this inside. I kind of want to keep one. I don't know why I didn't put it away. But yeah, like hot milk, like you need a pot to make it, and it's like, sure, that's kind of hard, but once you get that, it's like, oh, let's make some hot milk. Level 17, it's like 1,000 RP. I have 1,300 RP, so you're not gonna run out anytime soon. It's like, boom, got hot milk. It's like, okay, cool, I'm not gonna run out for a few millennia. It's especially good because I have cows in my farm, or my barn. Hi. You see why I love this girl? She's exactly like me. She's always forgetting things. What are my yams like? 75%. So apparently yams in this game are like busted, but that might be old. So I'll have to see for myself. So here's a cherry grass. Oh, those are pink cats. So pink cats. Why am I growing pink cats? They are fully grown, however. Man, never sleeps again with a simple trick. There is actually an incentive to sleep, and it's that you have... I guess I should have pointed this out later. So, here's your skills. So it's like, okay, you got some pretty standard stuff, like sword, longsword, spear, axe, hammer, fire, water, wind, light, dark. Okay, love. Love? What's love? Love is actually, like, I believe love is talking to people and giving gifts. Don't quote me on that. And it's like, okay, farming, sure. Logging, okay, cutting logs. Mining, sure. Fishing, standard. Cooking, forging, chemistry. I haven't done much chemistry. Crafting, searching. So searching is finding, like, hidden items in the inventory in the world, which is why having companions, they will notify you when stuff is around, so you can actually find it. It's like, okay, walking. You get levels for walking. You get levels for sleeping, eating, getting the shit beat out of you. Bathing. There's a bath in this game, which is also another thing I'll point out, because that's good. Taming animals. You're going to be doing a lot of that. Throwing stuff. You can throw stuff in this game, which I should point out. You can throw... one of the strategies for being hard bosses is throwing failed foods at them, which causes their stats to reduce. Leadership, which is just like having people with you. Bartering, which is a selling thing, which no one does. But yeah, birds, or not birds. Actually, yes, birds. I was thinking about that. You can throw birds in this game. You couldn't throw birds in Rune Factory 3. You could pick them up in 3, but you couldn't throw them. And they deal damage proportional to your strength and your throwing skill. So let me just go do that right now. Whoops. It's like boom. It's like, yeah, that did 500. So you can go around and just kill people with birds. It's great. And again, she threw something at me. Huh. That's weird. Unfortunately, you can't take this into boss rooms because the birds despawn. You don't watch behind your ears, do you? I have to because my headphones. I'm a mongrel. I profusely sweat when I do anything, so I have to, like, when I wear like these headphones, they make my ears and my head just sweat crazily. Even like holding controllers, like the Switch controller I'm holding right now, it's like I feel grody already. Because just, I don't know. Hormone imbalance or something. Which also, I completely forgot to go check on the animals. Whoops! There's so much to do. I was so sidetracked at the birds. I also completely forgot what I was thinking. Was it the birds? You can't take birds into boss arenas because there's a cutscene at the start and it makes you drop the bird. I was waiting for the Smash player comment. I know I completely zoned out again. You'll notice this in, like, if you ever watched like my ridiculously old videos. Like, I just can't keep a straight, like, train of thought. It's terrible. It's why I'm a terrible, like, presenter, public speaker. It's because, like, I just forget. Like, what was I supposed to say? Oh yeah, the cows are jacked. They're called buffamoos, which might be indication as to why they're so jacked. What was I thinking? No. Maybe someone can remind me, but are they natty? I'm afraid I don't know what that means. This slang lingo, I'm not with it. But yeah, the cows, they're surprisingly, like, I mean, I guess they don't look friendly, but they are. The chickens are surprisingly less friendly because there are giant chickens, and the giant chickens will kick the shit out of you. Well, I mean, I'm a bit higher level than them right now, but so we can go see the chickens. Which I'm not going to tame them. Actually, not now, because the normal chickens are sufficing. Again, my brain. What was I thinking of? So it's like, if you ever play this game, like, this is a good start. This used to be really broken in 3, actually, which, 3, despite coming out a lot earlier before this one, and then I think there was a Wii spin-off, which is surprising because this whole series is a spin-off, I guess. But in Rune Factory 3, a wool, like normal wool, like small wool, it's like 6 gold. But you can turn it into yarn balls, and yarn balls sell for like 300 gold. So that's a really good way to make gold in an early game. Yeah, yarn balls got uber nerfed in this game, which is fair. Rune Factory 3 is still enjoyable. It doesn't have all the same quality of life changes that this had, but it's still fun, especially because the characters in that game are a lot weirder. Which I guess is a good time to, like, go around and talk to all the villagers and say hi. But first I gotta go get water on my crops. Which this wouldn't take as long if I had gold. Then I could make a better watering can. Here's amber. In the summertime, iron leaf really hurts. Look, a flower. What is it a spin-off from? I believe it's a spin-off of Harvest Moon, because the tagline for the 3rd game was a fantasy Harvest Moon, which I don't think they did. I don't think this game even has a tagline. No, it's just called Rune Factory 4. Natural. Oh, are they natty? Oh, well, let me take a closer look at them. They're natural. Yes. If I can actually add them to my party, and you can take a closer look. But look at this dude. He's got kind of a goatee going on, which doesn't help that he looks a lot like Satan. But we'll just have to deal with that. Soon, showering at the entrance shall be required. It should always be a requirement. It should be compulsory. But we don't have the power to put in legislation. Oh, here's the cherry grass. I was wondering, like, where's the cherry grass? Nope, yeah, there it is. Because this is the spring area. So this is the second arc area, which, whoops. I actually kind of regret taking the cow with me now, because he's going to get in the way. Like, seriously. Well, I guess I'll keep him since he's massive. Yeah, this is the second arc. So this is the spring area. In the first game, the first area was the spring area. This is like the last area you unlock besides the winter area. Which technically you can get the winter area as soon as you get the as soon as you can get autumn area, you can get winter area. Which again, you can't kill anything there because they're too high leveled. Or actually, they're not high leveled. Your equipment just sucks butt. Bye bye. Actually, did I drop something? No, they didn't. If you're on gear, you can leave humanity behind. I keep seeing that picture, like that absolute, just like posterized red, just demon, like leave humanity behind. What is that from? Because that's an amazing picture. I'll be honest. Just like Papa Rich, is that the guy? Is that the leave humanity behind? Oh yeah, I was gonna go talk to the villagers. I again zoned out. What was it doing? It's a carrot. Alright, I was leveling it up. I'm just staring at this carrot and I was like, what was this carrot for? I just saw 2 mice fighting under my desk. Why are they fighting? Don't they know what peace is? I guess they don't know what peace is because they're mice. They're rats. They need a giant rat who can make all the rules. It's weird because Alberta doesn't have rats. We do have like field mice occasionally. I've only seen like 1 in my whole life. And that was last year. Rich piano. I'll have to give him a... Okay. He dropped something. Where'd it go? Oh. Oh, he dropped grapes. Damn. Rest in peace, my boy. He has a pretty good face, too. What am I doing? I'm just walking in the squirrels and getting my shit kicked out. We don't have rats in Alberta, which is weird. Considering, like, Alberta is just like the weird middle ground between, like, all of the Canadian provinces. Like, I don't know why. It's like... I mean, maybe it's just like I'm biased. But I think BC is really popular. Saskatchewan is like, it's farmer land. And then, like, even farther east is just, like, French mixed with, like, Toronto. And then there's Alberta. It's just kind of in the middle. It's like, it's kind of cold here. We used to have oil, but then Trudeau was like, fuck you. You don't get oil. And it's like, well, our economy's tanking. What do you want us to do? Oh, let's give all our money to Quebec. Because sure. Whatever. We'll not talk about that. Because we can talk to the villagers instead. I had an apartment rat who dug in through hoarders who lived towards me. Oh, a rat who lived with hoarders. Huh. There's an answer to that. I think it's called napalm. And a new identity. But we'll avoid that for now. Oh, by the way, Shinohara has glasses, like eyeglasses. He has an eye for glasses. So this is Keel. So there's only, like, unfortunately, there are no same-sex relations in this game, which is, like, it's not a huge deal, unless you're progressive. But yeah, so you can see the hearts are who you can marry, because I'm playing as a male. So the marry for males are Clarka Forte, Margaret, Xiaopai, Amber, and Dulce. And then for females, you have Vishnal. I don't think he can marry Volcanon. Keel. I don't think he can marry Bado. Dillis, Arthur. Doug. Leon. And that's it. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 each. BC is the best. I mean, you got Linus Tech Tips hanging around there, some doing whatever. I don't think I've been. I've been to. I want to say I've been to like Vancouver, and like Edmonton. I think that's like the furthest I've gone outside of the city, Calgary, on like foot, or I guess on car. I have flown to like Nam, but like in Canada, I haven't gone much outside of this province. Is Quebec based and possibly red pilled? I don't know. They're French. Heart and liver toys. That's no, really. That is, man. I can't imagine what that would do. I will make a time machine so it can be regressed. Leon. Yeah, we can say hi. So like, some of these characters might seem like weird. So here's Nancy. It's like, oh, Nancy's surprisingly normal. Which, if Nancy is running the nursery, when you die, there's a chance that she won't make you pay for anything. Whereas Jones will make you pay, because he's a dick. He also hates tomatoes because, stereotypically, he does not like blood. This is Doug. He got his ass kicked earlier in a story cutscene. He is a dwarf, which, yes, there are dwarves in this game. This game is surprisingly, well, it's not dark, but his tribe did get genocided by the antagonist of this game, whose name are the Sex. That's S-E-C-H, not the other kind of sex you might be thinking of. They're not French, they're Quebecois. Roll the server back to mitosis. What the? I just got back in here. I have flown Nam. I've traveled because that's where my home family is from. They're from Nam. They're like half of my family's from China, and then they went to Vietnam, and then they migrated here because there happens to be a little bit of a war going on, but that wasn't a big thing. I fired muskets. No. But that's just like traveling. The lore, like a World War veteran. This is Volcanon. He's a big beef, but he's got a soft heart. Vishnal, he is terribly incompetent. If you marry him, he will serve you nothing but failed foods. The only other person who will do that is Forte. This is Bado. He is lazy, incredibly lazy. The shtick of his character is that he's constantly looking for ways to scam people, but he has too much of a heart to do it for real, and his shop runs on the honor system, which kind of tells you enough. So he's one of the only shops I know of that will let you buy stuff when he's not in the actually tending to it. The other shops get away by having multiple people cover for it. So the bathhouse. Okay, so this is Leon. Leon. They're all weird. This is Arthur. He is a prince from another kingdom who was supposed to be doing my job, but then he switched because he just wanted to do whatever he wanted. Yeah, so the bath is really nice because you know in Stardew Valley, like if you want to go to the bath in Stardew Valley, you don't even have it unlocked at the start of the game, but once you do, you have to spend like a minute walking there, undressing, getting into the bath, and then you have to physically wait for your energy to restore. In this game, like your farm is here, so it's like boop 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 boop, boom, you're at the bath, and you can talk to Lin Fa or Zhao Pai, and they'll let you go in the bath. Both of us ran from communism. Yeah, communism, I don't think it really worked out in the end. But yeah, you can use the bath. And it's just like, time doesn't even move while you're in the bath. Which is just how did Stardew not do that? They just waste your time so much. We were worried about this. Blah, blah, blah. This is some random dingus. Yummy Frank. Well, that is one hell of a name, dude. This is Raven. This is a character from Rune Factory 3 who's just here traveling. This town's restaurant has good food. Even Portland's restaurant. Yeah, it's tasty. It's almost as tasty as food in my town's restaurant. It's a chef-like. He's short, long blonde hair. His brother makes the desserts. Stop by there where you come to visit. I wish I could remember his name, but I don't. He does have a fear of wine because he got wasted once, and now he's afraid he'll get wasted again, which unfortunately I didn't progress his story enough to figure that out. But whatever. Here's your forte. The most important thing is to keep up a daily routine. Chop, slice, shred. Are you practicing how to cook? No, I'm training. Here's Porco again. You can take a gander at him. Serve these down. 9. That's nice. Leon, help! No way, man who's attracted to other men. Yeah. So like the characters in this game, they're not like over the top bizarre. Nothing crazy. And even 3 isn't that bad, but 3 has some odd characters, to say the least. I believe her name is Sophia, and her dad is, I wish I remember his name, but I don't. He has the same physique as that man over there, and their gimmick is that they speak in reverses, like opposites, and so it is borderline ridiculous trying to figure out what they have to say. The good thing is that when they say something and it's the part of their dialogue that's in reverse, it'll be red fonted, which is really nice because it lets you understand. And one little detail that I really appreciate was in the art book that came with the special edition of this game that I bought. There's a quote from each of the characters, and Sophia, her quote has the reverse thing, and they even went through the effort of tinting the font red when she's speaking in reverse, which I really appreciate. It just shows you that they cared. Like even this game, like this comes with an instruction manual, like a paper instruction manual, which is just like, it's in color too. It's really nice, and it's just surprising that like they went through the effort of just making it, because like the 3DS one had one. Back to that chef is literally me. Back to the baker with a genetic malformity. Bake good girl. It's a Dave. It's. I'll let you figure the rest out. But yeah, like Sophia speaks in reverses. You have characters like Marion, who's a witch and a nurse, and she carries around a rod that is not only a power limiter, but a massive syringe that looks like a brass instrument. There's Amber. I think I already talked to Amber today. Amber is the glomp girl. I think I can actually progress now. Maybe it's time to play the game. Let's not. You can kill the save. You can kill the save things too. You can kill everything in this game, really. Like boom, save point. In Rune Factory 3, they actually make a point. Well, one of the characters that I was attracted to, her name is Dahlia, and she's related to one of the characters in this game. And for some of her quests, you need to give her like logs of wood. And she's like, if you need wood, just break the signs outside and you'll be fine. Like, level 45. I am ridiculously overleveled. Yes, bully. 3 also has, a girl named Colette who's like a ravenous eater. Also, you can tell my cow isn't doing much to help me fight. Are. These guys are really tanky for some reason. Carapace. I'll just eat this. I don't care. You can kill everything in this game. Yeah. You really can't. I mean, you saw me throw the bird. You can't kill your villagers, which is nice, because that would be kind of mean. But, you can throw birds at them. Can you kill God? Not in this game. You can kill God in another game called Alona, which maybe I'll stream that, because that is a ridiculous game. Oh, and I finally got gold, so it's like, cool, I can actually upgrade now. But I don't know if you can kill God. This character has been claimed by the Dark Treasure Hunter. What a weird note. Treasure! He's just chilling. Yeah, the cow's just doing whatever. Adi adi. Arrivederci. Oh, it's a mimic. Boom. Yeah, wow, he's still not dead. How about one of these? This is one of my favorite weapons, just because of this. Oh, cool. He gave me field mules. Well, at least I can throw the field mules at something. Yeah, that's one of the, like, even though you're joking, it's like, in this game, if you're low on something, like, you can just go out into the world and, like, get it. Because of all of, like, the teleports and, like, just how fast you move compared to, like, other games, you just can. Like, you don't have to, like, wait for anything. I mean, except for, like, second arc, but that's the exception. And ow, I'm dying. That's because I haven't done much accessory smithing. I'm only using, like, crappy stuff. Retired. I haven't found it yet, but one of the best abilities, so you can see my X and Y in the bottom right, there's like 2 abilities. One of the best ones is called, what's going on the path I walked on? I'll take care of the treasures. What? I'm sure there's some kind of puzzle going on here. Train of thought gone. Yeah, one of the abilities, so I have 2 abilities here. One of them is called Flash Strike, and what Flash Strike does is you just sort of run forward and like constantly hit whatever you run into. And it's just so good. If, like, for some reason it just does a bazonk amount of damage. I mean, this is already like a pretty absurd amount of damage to be doing, even though they're not dying, which is weird. But I'm leveling up. Too many levels. But it is. I mean, I like Stardew. You can fix it with mods, but I think. Hello, base department. I already forgot what I was talking about. I can only get through from the too much trouble. I like Stardew. It has a lot of good things going for it, but I feel like, considering how old this game was, there's like no reason for it to be as slow and boring as it is. Like, the town in that game is just big. It's really big, but it doesn't have to be big. They just made it big. And like, farming, it's just like the progression for farming is so slow because you have to find the materials in the mine, which, like, I don't know. I guess in this game it sort of naturally follows that you will get stronger, therefore you will go get the better materials, and then you'll come back and get the upgrades. Whereas in Stardew, like, if you go out killing stuff, you'll barely make any money, so you won't be able to buy like upgrades, but you will get like minerals to make the upgrades. So you constantly have to balance between, like, oh, do I want to make money at the farm, or do I want to, like, go get materials outside? Do I want to, like, progress quests? Do I want to talk to people? In this game, it's like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to, like, go cook something? Because you can. You don't even have to go outside to cook it. If you want to, like, go kill stuff, it's like, okay, cool. You're already going to kill stuff as part of the plot. If you want to go farming, it's like, you can stay home and farm for like a million years, a billion years, and the upgrades will just come naturally because, like, the upgrades are piss easy. Like, I'm level 50. I shouldn't be level 50. I should be like level 40 or 30 or something. My forging is almost 60 right now. It's just like, if you want to make the better stuff, you can. You don't have to wait for it. and especially because like in this game time is convoluted, but also like there's no punishment for like wasting time, and because you move so fast, it's like I know I say like a lot, and I know it's bad to say like a lot, but you just stop caring because like it's 19. It's what's my 24-hour clock? At 7. So in Stardew, if you stay up at past 2 a.m., you pass out and die basically, and that causes you to lose money or items, which is not a good idea when you're like this game. Like all the townsfolk are really nice. Like even Doug's a bit of a dickhead. Same with Dillis, but they warm up to you over time. But like everyone's nice to you, and they don't do anything bad to you. But in Stardew Valley, if you pass out, like people will like like pick your pockets, and then like before they'll like return you to bed or something. It's just like, do you really want me to care about these people? Especially because like in this game, everyone has tons of dialogue. Like it's very rare that you'll like get repeat dialogue in this game. But yeah, like in Stardew Valley, you'll just pass out. So you have to constantly factor in like, am I gonna have the time to walk back to my house and not die and lose all my progress? So it's just, you just have to think about way too much. That just like it's just, you shouldn't have to think about the time it takes to walk back to your house, because your character shouldn't just pass out and die from it being 2 a.m. Like I can stay up to like, people can do all-nighters, and like even I don't do that, but I can reasonably stay up to like 3 before my body is like, no, please. So the fact that you can't stay up past 2 is just really frustrating in that game. But in this game, it's like, you want to stay up? Do it. Stalker. The only game I'll make an exception for. Yeah, a lot of people give like Stardew. Stardew is like the golden like example of like games that people excuse because A, you can mod it, and B, it was made by one person. And like it's really impressive that it was made by one person, but that doesn't change the fact that it has a lot of problems compared to this game, which was made by a lot of people, and this has fewer problems. Does the game equally weigh dying and losing money? So in Stardew, when you die or pass out, one of two things can happen. You either lose a bunch of money or you lose a bunch of items. And the only items you can't lose are your farming tools. You can lose your weapons, and I think you can lose armor, which is even more frustrating. But yeah, you just die. Like, I mean, I think you lose money proportion, because in this game, I believe you lose, I don't want to say half of your money, but you lose a lot of it. If you have a lot, you lose a lot. In Rune Factory 3, if you died, you wouldn't lose that much, because it was just hard to die in that game, but also because they just didn't punish you as hard. In this game is a bit harder. Yeah, Stardew, because Stardew is like, when you level up in Stardew, let me just progress this. This person is 6 extra anyway. Oh. If I were Palm Cat. Yeah, in Stardew, it was like, once you got to like, I believe level 5 and 10, you got to choose a proficiency, and like some of them just are terrible, and some of them are great. Like, if you pick the crab pots one, you are doomed, because crab pots are terrible. The stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. What do you mean? I'm getting this warning. Did I not set it very high? I was worried about it like obliterating my bandwidth, but I guess not. Oh, you'll lose... You lose level progress if you pass on Stardew? I mean, that is... yeah, so, cause in Stardew, you needed, like... Again, I'm sorry for saying like so much. I recognize that when I talk. Sprinklers in Stardew, you needed to farm to level up your crafting, or you needed to farm to level your farming level, and you needed to level up your farming level to get sprinklers, and sprinklers help you save a ton of stamina every day, because Stardew's really bad with stamina, because if you run out of stamina and you push yourself just like one time, your max stamina is cut for the next day, which is terrible because it punishes even more. But in Stardew, if you went what am I saying? If you made sprinklers in Stardew to save yourself from stamina, you wouldn't get farming experience for watering your crops, so it just made it even harder to get like higher levels. And then so getting to that like end game of farming where it's like super efficient, that's hard. Like the thing you're gonna level up fastest is probably mining or fighting. Foraging is, you're just gonna have to wait every season for like the foraging season. And fishing in Stardew is terrible. I don't care what anyone says. It is atrocious in that game. Like, I don't think farming should ever be like a game of its own. It should be a function of the game. But Stardew just makes it so bafflingly hard to catch a single goddamn fish. It doesn't help that time's passing while you're trying to catch the goddamn fish. Cave Story is good. I have Cave Story Plus on the Switch. But, I mean, admittedly, it's a free game, but I just really liked that game. It was worth paying money, which I don't think was a full price game. I think it was, I want to say maybe 25-ish bucks Canadian, maybe more because it was Canadian. But yeah, Cave Story is one guy, and that game's fine because it's a platformer and it's got good music, it's got good controls. The time trial at the end of the game hurt my fingers a lot, but it was a fun game. Yeah. Even Minecraft. Like, Minecraft is a game you need mods to fix, because, I mean, personally, I say it needs mods to fix, because I grew up playing Tekkit, and Tekkit was like this industrialization thing. Yeah. And with that, so one of the problems with, and I'm stuck on this dialogue for a long time, one of the problems with Minecraft was, everything comes from like iron and diamonds and like gold and redstone and lapis and emeralds and stuff like that. So every time you're done mining or you're trying to craft something and you don't have materials, well, you got to go into the goddamn cave for 1,000 years and like find it. It's just really slow. And when you compare it to games like Terraria, where as you get better gear, the time it takes for you to mine and do all the mundane stuff, it gets shorter. In this game, as you progress, you get more teleport spots. You get like tools that let you destroy the monsters that you had trouble with before. And like the progression is really nice in that way. In Stardew, like if you want to make a ton of money in Stardew, the best you can do is go like mine iridium, and that takes a long time. In this game, like most of your money comes from farming and from like minerals you sell. Just like the random crap you find, it's just worth a lot. Why are there squirrels here? I feel like there's something here I'm not understanding. Cave Story Plus. You should try Cave Story Plus. It's a fun game. It's a bit cryptic, but and some of the bonus content's a bit bullshit. Like there's like a cut level where there's like clones of Curly Brace, and that level is just goddamn impossible. And Chlorica's not having a good time. But yeah, I know I'm being it sounds like I'm whining a lot, but I like the game. I think this game is good. I think other games could learn from the righteous power of this game. What is this? I mean, okay, I know I say like this game's good, and you get stuff like you're clipping through like that because of the 2D texture. Atom bomb. The best thing you can do is getting ancient fruit. Yeah, I think it was like ancient fruits or star fruits or something was like the best. And that's just like you have to wait. This game also has stuff that costs a lot, but I think it's not as bad because I don't know. I need to think about this a little harder and not like fight enemies. I mean, money is just no object in this game. I'll be honest. Like, yeah, there's some stuff like, you need greenifier to get higher level crops, and like the best one is like 10,000 a piece for 4 tiles at a time. So that's not great, but you will make a lot of money in the late game. And the greenifier lasts a long time too. So you don't really have to, cause not like the progression in this game isn't tied to money. It's tied to like wood and stone, and you're just going to get wood and stone, like I'll show it when I get back. But in Stardew, if you want to buy an upgrade or you want to build a new building, wow, that is not what I expected that to do. So in both Stardew and this game, you need wood and stone to make your upgrades, to make buildings. In Stardew, you have to physically have the stone, and like you saw me like breaking rocks earlier, like that was fast. Stardew, it's like 20 stamina per tree you cut, and you only get like 200 something stamina. With all of the stamina upgrades, you probably get like maybe 300 or 400. I'm not sure, but in this game it's just way easier because like the upgrades are from you like actually like going out into the world, and you get the stone and you do whatever, and you stockpile it up over time, and but you hardly ever need them because, like, just to put into perspective, my storage box has like 240 things in it, so 240 like spots for items. In Stardew, you get chests with maybe 30 each, and you have to physically go to the chest to like get stuff out of it. And if you want to craft anything, you have to physically get it. So that's more time you're wasting going to chests and getting it. And it's just like, I feel like Stardew just doesn't value your time, despite being a farming game. Which is, I was thinking of an example earlier. Hold still. So like, I don't know. This is a farming game, so it has like a time mechanic, not because you like. The time is a big deal. It's just because you need to have time to facilitate like growing. So if you compare that to like Majora's Mask, or even like the LWA game, that's not that good, but I like it anyways. Like in those games, like the time is a big mechanic, and managing it. And I should go back. Oh, whoops, that was a shortcut right there. Well, screw it. In those games, like managing the time is a big deal, but they give you tools as you progress to make the time less of a deal, because you're getting like, it would be a hassle to have to travel back to different areas. So then you take a look at this game, it's like, okay, in this game, Rune Factory 4, the time is just there because it has to be there, so they don't make it like a challenge. And so like, it's a game with a lot of things, and it's sort of a life sim. So you can just do whatever you want. Like, if you want to max out your smithing, like you can just go and get iron. Like there's no like waiting around for something to happen to you. You just go get the iron and you do it. But so the time you spend isn't like, you don't have to care about it as much, because the game doesn't have to worry about giving you like tools as you progress. You just do it. But in Stardew, they treat it like as you progress further and further, they should give you like tools to make it faster. So you get like the horse, and it makes you run faster. You get like the teleport things that like cost like a bajillion things, and you're not gonna get it until like you're basically done the game. Like it's supposed to be a game where you just do Like, you make the farm the way you want it. You talk to the villagers and you make friends. And then you just, like, you spend so much time just dicking around. Like, okay, here's a bunch of, just, like, logs. Let me go cut some logs real quick. Boom. I got logs. They're gonna despawn because there's too many of them, but that's not a big deal. But, like, cool, there's logs. Like, I have 500 logs just stocked up because I collect them every day. Not even every day. No, not... I know I don't have a... I'm not much of a speaker. I know I have a harsh, like... I don't know. I feel like I slur my words a bit. I don't enunciate as harsh. So my words kind of meld together. Go home. Go to sleep. Hello. I'm gonna sleep early today. Oh yeah, I can talk about fishing, because fishing is good in this game. Well, I mean, it's not amazing. But it's a part of the game. But don't waste your time with it, because it's just like a small part of like a bigger package. I'm not going to visualize that aroma. Don't do this to me. So like, look at my storage chest. It's like, look at all this stuff. Like, I'm not even running out. Like, and I only have one, because you don't need more than one. You don't need to have 8 million chests like that aren't sorted, that aren't labeled. You just have one. And like, I can go upgrade it too. I can make it even bigger if I wanted to. Okay. I know when I talk to people in real life, I often get the... What was that again? Did I get this? I think this is terrible. That is awful. Actually, wait, it has water in it still, though. I think they're both full. Which means that one of these is getting dumped. Small part of a mess. Yeah, oh god. Now we're derailing. Is this how it feels to be a streamer? People just constantly, like, derail you. But, like, the farming or the fishing, it's like, all of these things are, like, they don't take a lot of time to do. And I know people are yelling in the background because my family's here. So, like, Stardew has... If you look at Stardew's 4 main skill, or 5 skills, it's farming, fishing, foraging, smithing, and mining? Is that even 5? Let me... Farming, fishing, foraging, mining, fighting, yeah. So, fishing is one of the skills. So... So they decide to make it like a big, massive hassle to farm or to fish. And for some reason, like, foraging is one of them, but foraging gets nothing. Like, oh cool, you get salmon berries every, like, summer or spring or whatever. It's like, is that really worth a whole skill? When you compare fishing, like, fishing has, like, this entire quest about catching secret fish. That's just massive. And, like, they even have, like, hints and, like, secret tips to figure out what it is. And, like, it just costs so much stamina. It costs so much time. Come on, get it. When I talk to people in real life, they quickly walk away. Huh. Yeah, there is fighting as a skill. I just thought about that. Keeping track of multiple conversations at once. I feel like it's not a huge hassle because it's only you people. But I can understand how, if you're trying to, like, play a game seriously and you're trying to keep track of, like, several thousand people talking, and, like, how many of them are probably just, like, completely vulgar and just, like, off the rail. And, like, that's why you have mods. Like, can you trust mods? Can you really trust them? I mean, I guess you have to. But you're trying to, like, look at what people are saying so that they... so that you care. But then you're trying to play a game and be good. There's fodder. Which, I don't know why am I doing fodder? I guess I just have to. Is this even leveling up? I'm putting this in the bin. Not the other bin, the storage bit box. You're lock girls in your basement. I don't know if that's a good idea. I feel like you're taking quarantine a bit too seriously. Oh god. Yeah, let's try fishing. Let's just try fishing. Oh. I'm very tired. Yeah. Where are you from, Fury? Yeah. Oh, sorry. John the boy. No, someone just barged into my room to clean things because my mom's paranoid. Okay, see, Clark is telling me there's something here, which I can't identify. Oh, it's a stick. There's just a stick. Yeah, have a good night. You gotta have your sleep after all. Here's Dillis. He's a bit mad that the Sex Empire are doing a thing. Is this Forte? It is Forte. It's the lock or a life alone. At this rate, I think I can handle alone. It's like boom. I pressed one button and I caught the fish, and it's like you still have to care, and it still has like the vibe of fishing, but it's not this huge hassle. And it's not even required for like anything, which I mean, to be fair, the fishing wasn't required for anything in Stardew. But like, okay, I wasn't paying attention. Whoops. Wes covering up for the girl trying to escape his basement earlier. Yeah, enough of that. I mean, the fishing in this game is like, there's a lot of fish. There's probably like 8 fish per season. In regards to his comments, Dave paused the catch up and I missed like half of them because no go back. I feel like because I have multiple monitors, so I can really easily look to the side and it's like, oh, okay, there's some things to read. Again, brain damaged. You can cook the fish, which is like, it's a big part of the recipes. But again, there's 4 seasonal areas that you can go to catch any of the fish at any time after the fact. So it's like, hey, I'm done with like let's say I'm really far end game and I'm done like combat. I've maxed out my combat. It's like, what do I want to do next? Oh, I want to do like my cooking, or like I want to do my fishing. I don't have to wait every season to like catch the fish like in Stardew. I can just like I could catch the fish anywhere. I can just go to the summer area, catch the fish, go to the spring area, catch the fish, go to the autumn area, catch the fish. It's just easy that way. If you want to like tame the animals, cool. You can tame animals in any area. Your barns, you can have like 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You can have like 10 barns, and each barn can have like 3 rooms in it. So it's like, go wild, catch them all. It's just, again, I feel like I realized now that I've said it is that what makes this game really fun is that it values your time in a way that lets you just spurge out and do whatever you want. Like I constantly fall into the trap of like doing something and it's like, okay, I guess I'm done, but like I can go check on my farm, I can go check on the animals, because doing it is just too easy. It's too easy to just like keep doing things in this game, and that makes it really enjoyable. Or since Stardew, it's like, when is this actually gonna happen? When am I gonna actually be able to like do this? You're always thinking about like, when are you going to do something? When are you going to be able to do something in Stardew? In this game, you're always thinking about like, well, what can I do next? And then it's like, oh, I can do that. Let me go do it. And you keep playing it, and then it's like 2 in the morning, and you're still playing this game. Which I still got gold, so I can make some better weapons. If I really wanted to, I could totally just ignore the plot and go to Maya Road, which I might do that because I'm a dick. Hold on. Clark, stand back a little. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem that you can accidentally give stuff to your party members. To anyone, you can throw stuff at people, and it'll count as a gift. No matter what you do, there's no right answer. Yeah. I like to acknowledge the chat members because I personally enjoy it when there's like a conversation. There's like a conversation going on between the chat and the streamer. But that's because I'm a dick. Also, this is Margaret. I talked to her very casually. She's not like directly stated to be, but it's heavily implied that she's related to a character from the third game. Also, are these done growing? They look like they're done. No, they're not. I'm a dumb. I lost my train of thought. I was gonna go Smith, right? So it's like, you can throw rocks at people. They will count it as gifts. They won't like it, but the great thing is that if you give someone a gift that they don't like or they just like they're neutral about, they will tell you like, "Did you know I really like this?" And that's just super convenient. In Stardew, you talk to a villager. You talk to Penny. Penny's really bad at this because Penny, she's like always, she's in the most accessible area. She's like in your half of the town when you enter it. So you constantly see her, and so you constantly talk to her, but she always says the same thing every time you talk to her. And so it's just so hard to figure out like what she's about, like what she cares about. Why should I get invested in this character? You never know because she'll never tell you why. The developers will never tell you why, so you're sort of stuck there like, what character should I like? I just go for Leia because she likes art. Because she's like, she visibly, like, audibly tells you, like, I like art. I like nature. You talk to Emily, she's like got blue hair and she's all weird and she's like, she doesn't tell you anything about it. She tells you she's a tailor. Maybe. I don't even know if she tells you that outright. But she's like a hippie kind of. But she won't tell you that. She won't make that clear to you. She won't make anything interesting about her seem visible. She'll just exist. And it's up to you to figure out, like, oh, maybe I should just give her shit until she's, like, a friend with me. And they'll get a cutscene. Boop, boop, boop. I can't make Corsica. Rigid Juan. I don't know where that comes from. I'll be honest. I really don't know. If I had to guess, difficulty 52. It must come from that bug in Maya Road, which is not happening. I probably should have bought a different food or a different bread so I could craft better weapons. So like, here's something I could craft. Like, 292. That's not terribly bad. Blue hair. Weird. Yep, red flag. Her sister is Haley, who's like the blonde. She's like a stereotypical, like, blonde, dumb blonde. Which she's surprisingly more interesting than Emily because she's like tsundere. Again, this takes this what? Well, this is 292, which is obviously a lot better than my water stick. Get the cross. Yeah, that's a lot better than mine. I'll make that. Long swords are a good weapon in this game too. But yeah, Stardew, like, I don't know. Stardew definitely got hit with like the progressive characters sort of thing. So like almost none of them are appealing, except for like Leia and Abigail, maybe Sebastian, maybe. But then you get characters like Maru, who's like a brown robo geek or something. And then you have like who else do you have? You have Penny, who's like what does she do? There's nothing interesting about Penny. Like 4 or 3 of the characters that you can romance or even get to know in Stardew, it's just like their gimmick is like, oh, I have abusive parents. Like that's it. Or they had a traumatic past. Like that's it. It's like Penny, Pam, Sean, Jas. It's like, yeah, that's super interesting. All right, you're like, your parents are dicks or something. You're an alcoholic. Like, do I care? Nope. Like this game also has like some of the characters have, they're sort of tragic. Like Forte's gimmick, which it's not much of a spoiler. So Forte is a knight. She's a female knight, which isn't standard. Her brother Keel was supposed to be a knight, but Forte was like, no, I'll be the knight so that Keel doesn't get in danger because she cares. And that's like, that's emotional. That's sad-ish. It makes you care. It's not some boring ass like, yeah, my mom's an alcoholic. Well, that's my plot. I don't have any characters think about that. Like Forte also has a character built on top of that. She has that like sort of sad background, but she has like a character, which, I mean, to be fair, it is a character trope that they stole from 3, which was the serious girl who likes sweets, which, who was that in 3? I don't remember. One of the characters. It's just one of the. It's Karuna, right? Karuna is a Univere in 3, and she's like the serious elder of her tribe, but she loves sweets, and that's just like a thing. And even Karuna, like her whole thing is like they had a bad rap with humans in the past, but you still get like a personal character to her, which makes her interesting. Penny is like, hello, I am a robot, just blank slate. Like I don't say anything or do anything interesting. I just exist to exposition my sad background, and that makes her boring. Let me actually play the game instead of be a dick. I know I'm just ranting. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've never progressed her storyline beyond anything because she just doesn't do anything interesting. Like Leia's is a little interesting, mostly because hers is easier to progress. She likes salads, and you can buy salads for 200 gold, which is not a lot, so it's better to do hers. And like hers is related to her character character. Leia's thing is she likes art, so her background is, or her plot thing is that she wants to expand her art to like, what is the word? She's like deciding whether or not she should go back to the city to do more art things or whatever. Or no, she's like, again, the like thing. She's deciding if she should do her art online or if she should host like an art show in the town, and then that's used to bring back her plot, which is her background was she lived in the city, she had a boyfriend in the city, and they broke up because it wasn't sustainable for her to like do art in the city or something. And so they bring that back to the plot. So it's like it's merging her character and her background in a way that like is cohesive. Whereas you get characters like Shane. What does Shane do? He works in like the Jojo Mart. He doesn't say anything interesting, but he's got some kind of like, oh, he's a drunk bastard background. It's like, pff, okay, do I care? You're not doing anything for me. You're not doing anything that makes me like want to delve deeper into this. I just want to like, farm, but you're just being a boring piece of cock. Apologies to any alcoholics out there. Penny is a dumb girl who lives with her mom in a trailer. Yeah, she's supposed to be like tutoring like the kids, so maybe she's not dumb, but she's certainly incompetent or boring. What's worse, being an incompetent girl or being a boring girl? Being a boring human being. I know I'm pretty boring. My voice doesn't do much to help that. just like, oh yeah, here's a yarn ball. So these are 80 gold. They're not. It's not the 300 gold of Rune Factory 3, but it's not bad. What should I use? I should use anything. Actually, I don't even know if this will raise the strength of it, but I'll give it a go. Yep. I honestly wish I knew what happened to her story. I'm only going to assume that it's just like you help Pam or Penny get their relationship back, and that's their plot. Yeah. Abigail's like the second best girl because she eats rocks in that game. But I mean, she doesn't, but you can you can infer from the fact that when you give her a quartz, she says, "Wow, how did you know I was hungry?" You can infer from that she eats rocks. What am I doing? All right, I'm gonna upgrade it because upgrading is good. Whoops! I picked it up. Oh, I guess that's like another like flaw, and I know Dave's is gonna be livid with me when I say this, but when you pick stuff up, like it doesn't follow a grid. It just plops down wherever you put it. So you end up like, you see my tools here. These are supposed to be like countertops. In Rune Factory 3, you had a static countertop, and when you bought the tools, it just went in there. In this game, there's no grid, so they just go everywhere. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why she eats rocks, but it's just funny. And also, Abigail's like a gamer. She's like... She's like a gamer girl. Not really. She's like... how would I describe that? She's very adventurous. She's very... I don't know if I'll call her outdoorsy, but she likes the occult, so to speak, which makes her more interesting. She's also got a hot mom, but I won't delve into that. I was also very disappointed. You can't romance Robin, who is also not that ugly, but she's married to Demetrius, who is... Demetrius is a creep. He's like a legit creep. If you try and romance Maru, like, he threatens you, like, during a conversation, and he's like, are you... he's not... I don't know if it's a threat. He's like that stereotypical, like, are you being good to my girl or something? And it's just uber creepy, and it just makes you want to, like, I don't know, sneak into his house with like bombs, you know. The occult. Yeah, she's into the occult for some reason, which would make kind of sense when you look at her. She's pale white with purple hair, which is slightly better than blue hair, to be honest. And she's not a creep like Emily is. I also completely zoned out. What do I want? I'll put this on. Yeah, another flaw. I know there's flaws. I feel bad when I enjoy a game and I like don't point out the flaws, because I know I've been shitting on Stardew Valley a lot. So I feel like I should recognize when this game does something wrong too. Which is why I'm excited for the 5th game, which is supposed to come out like, I want to say the end of the summer, which is I'm hyped. I know that word is a bit... It's really cringe, bro. But I am kind of excited for that game. Wow, the attack is just going through the roof. So you can see this, 360. So this has attack plus 6, but it's difficulty 30. So it's going up a lot. I mean, bombs are really good in Stardew. Because you need them for like late game stuff, and I'm running a stamina. So like, here's the thing. This will cost 86 stamina. I have 67. So what's gonna happen when I run out? Am I gonna pass out and die or something? It's like, well, you do lose health, but it's like, I'm gonna upgrade it. It's like, okay, I lost like 600 health. You lose a quarter of your health every time you do something with no stamina. So that kind of sucks. But oh wait, I have this hot milk. It restores 2,000 RP. Boom. And I leveled up my eating skill. It's just like... You can do everything. And it's just like, again, it values your time. You don't have to wait for anything. It's like, you want to get your stamina back? Here's a way to get your stamina back. I'm one of the biggest marks for something like Deadly Premonition. I saw that sequel in the Discord. What is Deadly Premonition even about? The only thing I know about that game is the song with the whistling, and that's it. So I am kind of interested to see what a second game would be like, considering how, I guess, obscure the first one is. Like, there was that Blair Witch game that came out, like, a month ago, and it just sort of went over everyone's head, because, like, I've heard of Blair Witch, and it's, like, I don't even know what it's about, but there's, like, oh, there's a game now? And then it comes out, and then, what was it about again? No one, like, noticed what happened. Now I can eat gooder. Yeah, it just raises your stats a little. So this is a whip pawn. So I just want to throw all the attack onto it. So this actually reduces my oh no, it's just because this weapon has less defense. But I just want this thing to hurt like a truck. It's about life being beautiful. Okay. My brain is drawing blanks, but I guess I'll just have to wait for that to happen, and then we'll find out. Is it just like a story about like optimism? I'm guessing. It's an open world detective game. The Deadly Premonition is like an open world detective game or something. It's less about the gameplay and more about the presentation. When you say it like that, I feel like, wasn't Shenmue also like that? It was about like your dad was killed and you have to find out who did it. And that game is also like oddly popular, but I have no goddamn idea what it's about. It's described as Twin Peaks the game, which okay. You know, I'm like a Philistine. I'm terrible with like pop culture and movies. I don't watch any of them. I think like the only movie I could tell you that like I intentionally went out to watch on my own and wasn't like brought in from like family to watch it, or was like watched at school, was like Coraline, because Coraline looks really cool to me. So I was like, I'll watch that. But no other movie has like grabbed me as like I should go to a theater and watch this right now. I was like, kind of want to just go home and play video games. But I could also be uncultured swine, which is probably the more accurate description. To be fair, in its day, the Blair Witch Project was not in any way obscure. I guess so. I was born in 1999. I grew up with a RuneScape, so RuneScape and like the PlayStation 2, so I didn't really know much about older stuff. Why would I make a Blair Witch game? That movie came out like 2 decades ago. I don't know. I guess someone decided it had to happen. To be fair, you have to have an extremely IQ to appreciate Deadly Premonition. Is it one of those games where people are all about like theming and metaphors? It's like it's so much deeper. Which I remember back when you were playing Silent Hill, and like every time you bring up like Rule of Rose, I'm just fascinated at how people can take what is clearly just a bad game and then go like, oh, but doesn't all the symbolism make up for it? It's like, no. What, are you made of stupid or something? And I always wanted to like look more into Rule of Rose because I've never seen that game. I have seen the box art from it because he posts it a bunch, but it's like, how could a game cost that much and also suck that many balls? How much is Superman 64? Like, no one's paying $600, $400 for that. Shenmue's gameplay and exploration access are good. That's good. Deadly Premonition is like a bad Shenmue. Oh no. Oh, I'm very sorry, Thomas, for bringing that up. I'm sorry. It's just like I keep thinking about it because you streamed it. Doom's on the brink of banning me. I already admitted that I like uh anime games. He's out for blood. He's looking for like a warrant for my arrest. Which maybe I'll post one of the songs from that game because it has a really good soundtrack. But I know I'll probably get banned if I do it. Maybe not seriously, but it'll be a point against me. It's really something else. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Is it a PS3 game? I might be able to emulate it. Which I'm still disappointed I can't play Demon's Souls. I have been playing Dark Souls 3 on sale because my friends were like, "Hey, you should buy it because it's like on sale and like we can play co-op." And the amount of hackers I've encountered so far is bizarre. Like I was walking through one of the dungeons and this dude came out and invaded me. So we ganged up on him, we kicked his ass, and he just got back up like he's a ghost. And so I just, let me just hit that Alt F4 key really quick. It covers some taboo topics. Like what, holding hands? As far as I can without using, maybe I'll save that for another stream. I was worried that this game wouldn't be as interesting, but I feel like it's just more like a background piece. Oh, it's PS2. I could probably play it just like, well, because I have a hacked PS2 with like all the games on hard drive, so I might be able to play it that way for the true experience. I have been playing it. I have been playing Xenosaga, which I enjoy, but other games have taken me for a loop, so I feel bad not going back to play that. But who knows? Maybe that'll be like a much later stream when I'm more when I'm ready for the pain. The pain. That was one of the what were they called? Cobras. They were the Cobras, weren't they? Metal Gear Solid 3. The pain. If you need a guide to progress through the game at a reasonable pace and your game has failed. Yeah. Xenosaga, I'm derailing really bad, but Xenosaga is let's just say I got too immersed in that game. Early into that game, you get asked to give someone your email, and like your player character is like a girl, so I'm like, no, you're a creep, I'm not giving you my email. It turns out you have to give him your email if you want the best weapon in the game. So, and I'm already like 12 hours in, so I'm not restarting. To be fair, there is a secret weapon you can get as part of a quest line, which deals 99999 damage to a single enemy per battle. So, it's probably not a big deal. But yeah, Xenosaga is a kind of game where you don't need a guide, but if you want to get all the quests, you kind of need a guide, and I don't like that. I hate missing stuff in games. Like Dark Souls 3 has... Dark Souls, the whole series is notorious for like quests that just go right over your head if you don't have a guide. Okay, so this is a little bit more damage than my last one, so let's try using this. I might actually like progress for once. I have physicals. Yeah, I bought 1 and 2 at a flea market for like cheap, but the third game was really hard to find. I actually got it from someone who lived in like the fancy part of my town, and it came with a disc. She gave me a sealed, or maybe not. I think it is sealed. No, it's not. Or maybe it is. I can't tell from here. But it's a limited edition DVD that has all the cutscenes from the first game, which is really weird. But she also gave me a strategy guide, which has helped a lot. Because that game is surprisingly brutal early on, and kind of confusing, I'll be honest. But I think it's because that game has the old school like job point, skill point, like tech tree sort of progression that you get in older RPGs, where it's like you need Like, again, I'm saying like a lot. I'm sorry. Octopath has like job points, which you need to spend to like to get skills, and so you end up having to like balance all these like arbitrary points to get the skills you want. Wow, oh my god, the damage is so much better. My health. Oh, it feels so good to actually deal damage. I'm totally just skipping the story to do this. In farming games, why can't I have kids and make them tend to my farm? Oh, there's a rigid horn. Okay. I brought this up really early, but in Alona, at the start of the game, you get to pick a pet. You can have a dog, you can have a cat, you can have a bear, or you can have a little girl, and the little girl will fight for you. But that's just because that game's weird. That is also the game where you can kill God. But I guess you kill God in a lot of games. I'm trying to think of another game where you kill God in it. Oh right, it was SMT. We're talking. That whole game is about killing demons and gods, or I guess like religious entities related to gods. But Rick did say you could kill a god in one of the games, or I think it was the second one he said. It's not child labor on a farm, they're just family. Yeah, it's just their chores. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing this a lot earlier than I should, so my armor still sucks balls, which I probably should have made better armor. Why wouldn't you pick the little girl? I don't know. I don't know if it's like a restricted to humans only, but if you aren't careful in Alona, and I'm serious, if you don't tell your pet to not automatically eat nearby food, they will drink out of the well in towns, and if they're unlucky, they may get alien parasites in their body, which will cause them to be pregnant, and they will constantly spawn high-level aliens to kill you, so don't do that. You'll have to go into your, like, your follower menu and tell them to not eat shit. But, you know, it's just one of the things that makes that game enjoyable, which I should play that game, like, a lot more. I did, like, a little bit, but that was a very long time ago. Cat. I like now what I was saying earlier is now catching up the chat, and Dave is just like, what? What did you say to me? Yeah, you have to drink sulfuric acid to cure it, among other things. So, yeah, so Thomas can get his pregnancy fetish out there, playing Alona. Except it's not really pregnancy, it's you being parasitized, which is... Yeah. Japan didn't get nuked enough. Did you know that in Alona there are nukes? You can get a nuke and nuke a town. You probably won't survive, and if you do, your karma will go so low that you'll be a criminal for probably the rest of your life. But you can nuke people, Good luck surviving. I'm not at the Preggers stage yet. You mean to say that 2 bombs weren't enough? Give me 6 months of tomboy posting. I'm starting to realize that some of my favorite girls are very boyish. Like, I've never played a Final Fantasy game, so I don't know any of the characters, but I did play Dissidia, so I like Yuffie and Prish a lot. Which is weird, but I don't know, there's something about her. Also bees. This is what radiation causes. No hope. Yeah. In Alona, you have to do quests to get your karma up. And, why am I... Oh, it's because I have heavy boots, don't I? Yeah. Whoops. Pff, I'm a dickhead. You have to do quests in Alona to raise your karma, and if you're a criminal, you can't go into any town except one called Durfee. And, that town is filled with prostitutes, which doesn't sound inherently bad until you realize that quest givers will constantly be, getting boned, or boning, and that makes it very hard to receive quests from them. I remember Shantoto, mostly because she was like short and really obnoxious, but there's something about that that I enjoy in a character. Tomboys with a new mommy posting. Oh no. Switch your fetishes up. Alright. Oops. Now I kind of feel bad not beating Rune Factory 3. Which, to be fair... to be fair is another thing I say a lot, which I should stop saying. Or maybe I should do it even more. Rune Factory 3 doesn't really have much of a plot to begin with, so it's hard to really beat it. But it has a lot of fun characters that I like. It has Karuna, and I like Karuna. Delta Strike. This is, I don't think this is it, is it? Or am I misthinking? A fluid attack of lunging and cutting. I don't... Is this it? Nope, that's not it at all. It is Flash Strike, is what I'm thinking of. Which, you can't get it unless, you find it. You actually have to find it in the world. A short, really obnoxious, oh ho ho laugh. Count me in. This is not the way to go. Let's stop fighting these. Let's fight you, because you're just one. Oh, Shantoto speaks in rhyme? Then I love her. There are 2 kind of characters I like more, or that I like the most. Characters who speak in rhymes and characters who speak in wordplay. Because I'm a pun fiend. People hate me because I love wordplay. But I do like Prish a lot. She's very energetic. She has a soft face. And she also punches, which I also like Yuffie for. Mineral. Oh, it's just silver. Okay. That's not nearly as impressive as I thought it was going to be. I'm sleepy. Yes, you are. Chlorica sleeps all of goddamn time, but I love her. Not the bees. And this game also has nice combat. I didn't talk about that very much, but Stardew Valley's combat is ass. Like, for a game, part of the game that's supposed to be like a really big part of what makes that game functional. Like, the exploration part needs the combat to be interesting, but yeah, no, the combat in Stardew sucks massive ass. Like, there's only 3 weapon types. You have knives, or daggers, swords, and clubs. Daggers can only attack in 4 directions, so it's already completely useless. Shantoto canonically can't lose? What? That's kind of funny. I didn't know that at all. I also like how it's just question marks, because I'm clearly not supposed to be in this area, but I am anyways. And also the time is it's 10 p.m. in game time, and yeah, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep going because I can. And yeah, so to go back to combat, Stardew Valley, daggers can only attack in 4 directions, but the enemies can move in all directions. So have fun with that, trying to poke an enemy with just the shitest range possible. You also have you have terrible range with the dagger. You have terrible knockback with the dagger too. So enemies you would normally like play keep away with, they're just gonna slap your cheeks. Scarlet has the power of gun. I'm trying to remember, who's that? Scarlet from FF7 also has an oh laugh. I don't remember it. Again, because I've never played Final Fantasy. Legitimately, I've never played one. I think the only Final Fantasy game I've ever legitimately owned was the one with lightning in it, and I didn't play it. My brother played it. Oh my god, look at all this shit. Man, fuck Sister Ray and Proud Claude. But I guess all the mandatory bosses in Final Fantasy VII are easy as fuck. Huh. See, I was thinking of playing the original Final Fantasy VII before the remake came out, just to see what it was like. But I think I just got bored. Or no, because Animal Crossing and Rune Factory happened. But, I don't know. What would you say is like a good first Final Fantasy? Because I was tempted to try the one that Wes has been doing with the 4-job Fiesta, because that just looks absurd. Yeah, I'm like ping-ponging around to different ideas, but what am I trying to say? You have daggers, swords, and maces, or clubs. Daggers suck balls, so don't even try. Clubs are okay, but only because you can abuse a mechanic with them where when you right click, it's supposed to be like a heavy attack, but I don't know if this is intentional or not. When you click additional times after doing your heavy attack with a club, you just sort of vibrate rapidly and it deals damage to stuff around you. So if you mash the space bar, which is another, like, it counts as a left click, and your left click, you just mangle whatever comes near you. It's still not as good as like the best sword, and even then, like, the sword is like, oh, it's balanced and it's good, but the parry mechanic is completely garbage and doesn't help you at all. So 9 times out of 10, combat is, I'm going to hit you, and you're going to get knocked away, and I'm going to slowly wait for you to walk back into me so I can hit you again. And, yeah, it's boring. Dark Snake, probably also useless. Final Fantasy, okay, so 4 and 7, 4 is very easy and to run through and get a feel. Final Fantasy 7 is probably the best entry-level Final Fantasy. It's really easy but has an interesting story. You'll get through in no time. Okay. Is it auto attack only levels of easy? I'll keep those in mind. Do you mean International SNES Final Fantasy 2? Which Final Fantasy 2? I know there was like a really weird thing where like Final Fantasy 3 was like 6 in Japan, but they just like skipped it because they couldn't like localize it, so they like skipped a bunch of numbers. Or it was like 4, 5, and 6 that got skipped, and they're like I don't know. Because that version is way easier than the later versions. I stopped playing because the boss walled me off so hard in the DS version. Wow. Alright, today's some kind of fishing thing. I'll let Chlorica go home. Wrong button. Let's split up here. Alright, the yams. They're fully grown, so... Yeah, the slimes are not fun, because the slimes, not only do the slimes have like the same problem that like the spiders do in Binding of Isaac, where they lunge attack towards you, but their lunge is so erratic that they just move at light speed. So, yeah, the slimes, they hit you and you get slowed, and then that's just not fun. I think even if you parry, you get slowed, which is borderline brain damage. Like, what? Why is that a thing? Also, yams, wow. I know where my stamina is going today. Two, 3, and 5. Yeah, it was some like I knew it was like some number because AVGN. You twat me. You know, I was tempted to play like Chrono Cross or Chrono Trigger now that Dave has like done it. Like Chrono Trigger on the grounds that like everyone loves that game, so it's like, maybe should I try it? But then like Chrono Cross because like everyone hates it. Wouldn't that be funny? And like, you know, maybe it wouldn't be that funny if the seriousness in everyone's tone is like it's that bad. Maybe not. Look at all these yams. I can see what people are saying that yams are good. Some undead asshole on a bridge at a mountain. That sounds interesting. Music, I like the music in this game too. I feel like one of the things that Stardew missed out on was its soundtrack is very like plain. It doesn't even like it doesn't come up half the time either. So you just put on your own music and you just go to town. But this game music is on all the time, and to be fair, it might get a little grating for some people, but I enjoy it. It does have a very... This song in particular has a very, a merry-go-round Super Mario 64 vibe to it, where it's just like, it's a bit droning. Chrono Trigger is another good entry, even though it's not a Final Fantasy game. It definitely, like, looks the way. But the end... Cross is that bad if you're a Trigger fan. If not, probably not. I remember, I don't know if it was. I feel like this happens a lot where I play like the sequels in a series, and I'm like, hey, this game's not that bad, and then people are like, this game is terrible because they grew up with the first one, and then they played the sequel and they didn't like it. Like I feel like when it was Banjo Nuts and Bolts. Like I haven't actually played that game or any of the Banjo games, but when I look at that game, I'm like, it doesn't actually look like a bad game. It just looks not like the old ones. But then you see any review from anyone who's played the old games, and they're like, the classic is ruined. No. And I don't know. There's nothing about the original that like I gravitated towards the same way that other people have. I did like A Hat in Time, but that game has its own flaws too. Like all of the DLC being complete ass, except for like the first level of Seal the Deal. Honestly, I like Chrono Cross for its adventure and soundtrack, as well as the unique combat system. Soundtracks are always redeemable in games. Like, I don't know. Etrian Odyssey. Should I play Etrian Odyssey on a stream? I feel like, I know SMT that's a fun stream, but I think that game is just interesting on its own. Etrian Odyssey is very much it's much more interesting if you're the one who's like drawing the maps and doing the whatever. But it might be interesting, especially because the soundtrack is baller. I also wasted so much time just standing around talking. Yeah, Hand Time. I enjoyed everything about that game except the DLC, which is really weird. I just felt like Seal the Deal was very it just didn't have the same care and design that the other levels had. Like, I'll be honest, the best level in Hand Time is the first one. Like, Mafia Town, it just has a great design that makes moving around it very fluid. The other levels are very, like, linear, or you move on one plane of dimension at a time. It's not as interesting. And the boss fights aren't stellar, but they're passable. I think similarly, Nuts and Bolts doesn't look awful, but everyone talks about like Zahoro. Yeah, I grew up with what did I grow up with? I don't know. There's just something about like vehicle games and like physics engines that I find really appealing. Mostly because I just like dicking around and like going fast. But that might just be me. A similar case with RE3 Remake. If you didn't play RE2 Remake, then you might have a totally different perspective. I could tell that because when I just watch people play RE3, like it doesn't look bad. But that might be the engine carrying it. But when I think about it, like using the dodge thing as a crutch, yeah, I can see how that would be really frustrating because I feel like as the Resident Evil games got like older, they started going a lot more actiony. So it's like you had like 1, 2, and 3, and it was very like top down. You only have like you can only aim left and right, and so there's a lot more emphasis on where you're standing as opposed to how good you can aim, and that makes it much more different. Whereas in like 4 and 5, there's a lot more emphasis on aiming, and then you get 6, and like the aiming is trivial because it's not the same kind of aiming, but then they base it a lot around that. And then you get 7, which is sort of a return to form where you have to care a lot more about your positioning and aiming. But then you get Remake 2, and it's got the same vibe where you have to think about where you're standing more than anything, and then shoot to aim, shoot to kill. But then you play 3, and it's just like, well, you don't have to care as much because you get to roll. You get to roll wherever you go. A good OST is a game seller for me, yes. If you've... as if you ever would, but if you've ever looked at my older videos, I use the soundtrack from 7th Dragon 3rd in those, because that game has a glorious soundtrack. It's actually it's partially composed by the same person who does Etrian Odyssey, is Yuzo Koshiro, and he's got very good music. I love his music. And it's why I'm really glad that all of the Etrian Odysseys come with a soundtrack disc in them. It's just a nice little bonus for the fans. Oh, I've been talking too much. I'm not actually playing the game anymore. At least RE3 Remake looks beautiful and the gameplay looks similar, but the actual design purposes, yeah. The dodge thing is certainly... I think that was like the big thing. I think, I don't know. I watched RE3. Again, I've never played a Resident Evil game before, but when I've seen gameplay of RE3, there's something really interesting about how, what is it? When you face Nemesis, you're given an option, like you're given like a point blank, like you gotta make a decision. Do you run away or do you go this way? Do you go this way? And I feel like that gives it a very classic horror vibe, where it's like, what are you going to do, kind of thing. Whereas in the remake, the answer is always dodge roll. Just don't tell Doom that... Okay, I won't tell him. You won't hear a reward from me. Oops, that's a save button. I'm level 83. Yeah, keep in mind that I was supposed to be like level... whatever. Like 65 for Maya Road. And I'm still like dying. Because this is a very equipment-based game. But that's fine. It's not because the game hasn't given me the tools, it's because I haven't gone out of my way to make the tools. I love games that come with a soundtrack disc. The last one I got was Persona 4. I wish more games I bought did it. Yeah, I love getting this. They actually give you those option A/Bs. Really? I guess I've never actually like watched full gameplay of RE3 Remake, so I wouldn't know. But I always thought that was cool. Ah! Oops. There's a mushroom. I wonder, how long are the Persona games? I feel like with all the community building thing, they're like longer than they are. Because I was worried if I were to like play it, it would take me 1,000 years to beat it. Although I feel like if they made like a new fighting game for Persona, I would play that, because I've been itching to like learn a fighting game, because I've realized that Smash Brothers, I feel like people should stop trying to make Smash Brothers like a serious fighting game. I do have Street Fighter 5. I don't think it would be a good stream because I suck balls at it, because I've never played. The last Street Fighter I played was Street Fighter 2 on... the last Street Fighter I played was 2 on the SNES, the original port. So my knowledge of Street Fighter is incredibly limited. Oh, we're gonna do some fishing. Because I might as well. The great thing about festivals is that they're optional, but you get rewarded for doing them. So, they're not like in Stardew, where if you partake in a festival, you are locked out of the town if you don't. And if you do the festival, it fast forwards to 10 p.m., so you're immediately in crunch time to do anything. I got a boot. What even is this quest? I totally wasn't reading. I have to go check. This was Big Catch, wasn't it? It's so sad to perform for my yeah, I was hoping they'd make a 5th one, because I mean 5 seems so popular. It's getting so many spin-offs. Like, wouldn't it make sense for them to make like a game off of that? But who knows? Big Catch, yes. I don't think I can tell what I've caught the biggest so far because my inventory is mangled. 18 centimeters. Okay. 24. I don't think he'll take a boot. Which, you know, actually, I actually thought about that. I've never heard. I guess I've never like recognized when a Canadian person says a boot. I've always said about. I've always heard people say about, but I guess I've never been any like pure-blooded Canadians. Yeah. I remember I got a lot of like because I watch Korea gaming like a lot of other people do because they're good videos. So I started seeing a lot of Street Fighter 5 in my feed because they put Seth in the game, and I knew Seth from 4 because I've seen gameplay of 4, and it was just he looks cool. And honestly, even like the weird like gender bending thing they did to him is like it's still pretty interesting like as a character design. He's also got like JoJo memes stuck into him, so I like that. I am kind of sad you have to like unlock the characters, but what are you gonna do? It's Capcom. No shower meta. It's kind of toxic. Street Fighter 5 is a great starter game, enough depth to get you invested, but not so overwhelming to scare people off. 4 Arena is great, yeah. I feel like I like the way it looks and like the characters in it. I think I also got interested in Eunice for a second, or for like a while, but then I don't know. There's something about like the characters that, or like the designs that they got, like the kinds of attacks they have. It's also a very like it's a very fast game. I saw a lot of Grand Blue, that game, and I figured I might like that more because it seems less like flying all over the place with ridiculous combos. And more of like a grounded, almost like Tekken, but 2D, where it's very slow, but it's more about like making a smart decision than just getting like your combos to connect. I mean, I just honestly the way the Seth is presented, like I just think the voice goes really well with the way he looks, he or she. I don't even know how to call them. But I don't know, it just looks cool, to be honest. There is one thing I'm afraid about Grand Blue, and it's one of the characters, I believe his name starts with an L or something. He has like a super where he just turns into like a lady with big boobs, and she just fucks your shit. Like that just seems like a complete noob killer. Four face button in 2015. Ultimax got a huge update, like recently. Like they're still updating that game. That's bizarre. That game's pretty old, isn't it? I was really interested in him because of the 4th game. He had some really cool looking moves. I liked his super where he like turns around and like bends his back all the way and slams his head into the ground like he's like a totem. That just, I don't know, that game had really good animations. It was always an it, okay. I thought he wanted to be referred to as a king, so I always went with he. Or was it him? I don't know. He does have a pretty cool yin-yang thing going on in his stomach. The Tandan engine. Which I also like that. I like the idea of stealing moves from from other characters. For some reason, like Kirby in Smash Brothers just doesn't do it. Probably because Kirby isn't very well suited to using most of the characters' moves, and like the neutral Bs are like boring. But I don't know. Also, the fact that his like command grab seems a lot more useful than Kirby's. It just makes it more interesting. Oh, here's Dulce. I don't think I talked to her. Hello. So you're not going coins. These characters are great. I love it. Whoops. I zoned out. Seth's thing is always about trying that tornado dead ass. Street Fighter 4, it had a really weird theme with like wind, which I saw a lot of. I don't know if that was like a thing they intended it to do, but it just seemed to be a thing. A lot of characters had like wind effects. Or maybe it was just like a generic effect, since like you're punching so hard the wind is blown by. I don't know. I also got interested in Soul Calibur only because they had a character creator, so it's just like that just looks funny to me. Oh, I think I'm almost gonna miss this. Win or lose, I don't really care. Third place was taken by Forte. Me. Who's it gonna be? Probably Dillis, because he's a good fisher. Yeah. Jesus Christ, 129. Good job. Jesus. He probably caught a shark or something. Oh, he was the final boss? Really? I feel like... I don't know. I guess it's hard to tell who's like the final boss anymore. It was pretty obvious in like 2 that was M. Bison because he was big and imposing. Or Dictator, as they like to call him. But he was a boss. I guess it makes sense. Like a guy who steals all of the whatevers. He seems a lot... Oh no, yeah, it was the black ink. Maybe I'm thinking of... I think it was just in their supers then that they all had like this whole wind gimmick to them. Like a lot of them had like tornadoes and stuff. But yeah, Seth in 4, he had a very serious look to him. In 5, he's got a lot of goofier look to him, which I kind of like. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was black ink because it's the whole like calligraphy kind of thing. Who was the antagonist in 5 then? Because there's so many. I don't know if it's M. Bison again or... I remember I keep seeing this guy with like big hair. It's not Gil or whatever. He's also got big hair. Kind of reminds me of like a squid. Intelligent glasses. They suck. I'll sell those. Pumpkin flan. 5,000 HP. I've already sold it. I might as well keep it then. Whew. Oh, it's 6:30. Like real life time for me. Dave is at 7:30. So... Oh, it's Bison again, huh? So I guess I'll go until like 7:15. Nikali... Oh, Nikali was his name. Okay, he's a jobber, really? Sagat. All right, Street Fighter 1. Yeah, I guess so. He's like the tallest. I guess in like fighting games back then, it was like if you were really tall, then you were the boss. Like Shao Kahn, tall, final boss. Street Fighter 2, Bison, tall, final boss. Gil, pretty tall, didn't wear clothes, final boss. Well, he wore like a loincloth. Which is really weird, because I haven't seen 3, but there's the other character, Urien. He looks really similar. I can only assume that's like a lore, that they like trained together. Or trained along the same way. But Urien makes like walls that just look scary to me. The Cali was teased as a secret big deal antagonist, but he didn't do anything. I can see that. Did I already water this? I don't even know. Yeah, I did. Okay. I guess I'll just cook up yams then. I'm setting up a stream. Going for as long as you like. I won't hold back your stream. I will call it quits when we call it quits. I think I'll do my yams. Might make some better equipment. And then I'll do the rest of my road. And then they'll probably take us to rest. Oh, the brothers. Okay, that makes sense. Well, why is Gil blue and red and Urien's like tan? That's just weird to me. They also put Urien in a suit in 5, so that just makes it even harder to distinguish them. I believe it's Oven. Q was like the robot, wasn't he? I keep seeing like task videos in my recommended feed. He looks very... He reminds me a lot of Mr. X from 2 remake. With the big trench coat and the hat and the punchy punch. Oh. He's a bad motherfucker. So does that make Gil any better? He's got this whole like fire ice thing. Crush. Ooh. Let's just try cooking the yam. Surely this won't go bad at all. The yam, 154 gold. The baked yam, 252. Not bad. Earth and magnetic. Magnetic? That's what it is? Is that the squares he makes that like bounce you around? Oh, don't worry. Just get the wooden gun out. It'll be fine. Oh no, it's this. Am I thinking of a different thing? No, it's just yams. Okay. Actual lore. I mean, I knew Street Fighter was a bit different with its characters. But I guess when you get this far into like the plot, they just one of his alternate... Isn't that the guy who like he like draws power from the earth and he does that like Uncle Sam point at you, but he shoots a laser instead. He's just like, power to the earth, and he blasts your ass. All my stamina. Whoops. I might be thinking of a different guy. Thomas is throwing out these quotes and I can't even imagine. But it sounds very the same kind of like melodrama as what would be in a Street Fighter game. Street Fighter 3 is the most out there. It sure looks like it. Like it has like, it's like a blob. It's a robot in a trench coat. There's like a guy with basketballs or something. Like, what is going on? I mean, I guess it took Street Fighter a bit, literally. Yo, we'll fly on the street. We're just gonna get into gang war at this point. President of the Earth. I just. This is amazing sometimes. Oh my god, my inventory is just getting obliterated. I mean, what was it originally even about? Something M Bison psychokinesis energy, and then I thought the original Street Fighter was just it was a tourney to be like who was the best, and that's why at like the end of Ryu's thing he beats up M Bison and he beats up Sagat, and they're like standing on a podium. So it was like, were they really bad guys or were they just like contestants? I don't know. Like what is the plot even about anymore at this point? How do we justify all these different people just coming together to kick each other's asses? I don't know. How many people has Akuma actually killed? How many? I don't know. All he wants to do is show you the true meaning of pain. That's all I know. Okay, that's a lot of sweet potatoes. Who was Ryu's mentor? Was it that guy with... No, it's... He's Shotokan Karate. Who else did Shotokan Karate? Actually, who's that guy with like the one arm in Street Fighter 3? Because I keep seeing him and I'm just like, what? He just looks so out of place. Is that him? Because he looks very monk-like. And I can only imagine it could be him. Hello, CJ Burbu. This is Rune Factory 4, a game where you do something. I again, my train of thought. What was I doing? Oh, right, I was thinking about me yams. Embrace the Hato Ryu. Oro. Oro, is that his name? For some reason my brain was telling me it started with a G, but I guess I'll go with that since you probably know more than me. You definitely know more than me. Boom, 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 boom. Like 1,400 gold. I just grew yams. That was it. And bam, tons of money. Am I doing well? I am doing well. My throat is actually really dry because I never talk this much. But I've been very... It's nice having a real dialogue for once. For no other reason than I can practice being a human. I mean, what is that? I'm a totally human. I just practice in how to speak. Sagat didn't use... Yeah, I mean... I thought Street Fighter... Oh, whoops, I died. I wasn't paying attention to my stamina. Yeah, alright, look at that, I died and Nancy took care of me, so... I'm just gonna go to bed. Harvest cherry grass. See, a part of me thinks I have... Let me just take the quest then. Like, I'm not doing any of the other ones. Try growing one patch of cherry grass. Sure. Wow, really? Ryu injured Sagat. Did he have his eye patch before or after that? Because I can't imagine Ryu being so dirty. But maybe that's like the early years when he was a naive punk. let's not die this time. Wait, so Ryu like canonically lost in the first Street Fighter? Who won then? Or yeah. Sagat wanted to host a friendly fight tournament, and Ryu went all Ri when he lost and permanently injured Sagat with a dirty blow. So he lost. Who won? Ken? I don't know. Oh my god, I can really feel my voice getting thrown out the window. Move. Sheeple. Sagat beat Ryu. Ryu gave Sagat a big ass. Oh, the scar? What? He's. Dan took his eye? Really? Or Dan's dead? That is not what I expected. How did Ryu give him a... Did he pull out a knife or something? My goodness. Sagat is our guy. A man denied his sportsmanship. He just wanted to punch. How could you deny a man his punch? Actually gonna make a better watering can because I don't want to have to waste time doing that. Rainbow water pot. Sure. I'll just throw random materials on it. It's not like it matters. It's not much of a fighting implement. He did a baller ass shuriken. Ah. Now that I think about it, it's in the game. It's probably more of like a revenge sort of hit thing, like a last blow. But when you say it to me like this, it definitely seems like Sagat's the victim here. Hi, Amber. I don't like the winter. I don't like being cold. Why does it get so cold? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Rune Factory 3, it has that I don't remember the character's name who says it, but he has the same. He says that whole like, "I hate sand. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere." But he's saying, "I hate." I think he says like, "I hate potatoes" or something. It's just like they were really ahead of their time with that one. Ryu did a really strong shoryuken that burned through Sagat's chest. He may have let his evil side go through for that. What a dick. Oh, I'm actually out of spots for my shipping container. That's the first time that's ever happened. Chlorica. Boom. He tapped into the Hado. I honestly can't tell if that's like the serious lore reason or if you're just like saying that. Like, did Akuma have relevance in the first game, or is that just retconned in? Poop. I forgot that. You gotta get your water. Oh, it's so nice to be able to do that. Just instantly. It's like, what are these? Oh, they're pink cats. Right, I forgot. I forgot! What am I doing? I should clear this out. What? Canonically, Birdie was white in Street Fighter 1. I thought he was white because he was from, like, England, wasn't he? He wasn't feeling well. They made him darker in the later games. I noticed he was darker in Street Fighter 5. But is that really the reason? They could have kept him not like that and it would have been fine. Yeah, like, just like Rick, like, is that serious? What? What do you mean he wasn't feeling well? Wouldn't he have been like green then? I mean, I know people like pale, but I just like he's from England, isn't he? It would have been totally fine. And even then, you have like what was his name? You have those like posh boxers and like the not posh one, like Dudley. Where's he from? Because like nothing about him indicates where he's from, like regionally. I swear to God, like I just can't even begin to comprehend. Yeah, they could have just said like he got a really sick tan. I don't think anyone would have questioned that. I'm also going to grow more yams than is comprehended. Oh, what are the words coming out of my mouth? Alpha 3 Birdie sure wasn't. I don't even know, dude. What is going on in your game? You've lost control. Oh, what is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 by 6. Shoot, math. Math, my weakness, 24. Okay, it's like 84? Really? Is that how much this is? Help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 times 4. 32. 3 plus 76? What? My math is terrible. 6 by 12? That's not right. That is right. 6 by 12. 12. Carry 1. 6 plus 1. 72? I'm just gonna try that. If you want to defeat me, ask me a math question. Dudley is from England. He... Sure. I mean, I know, like, immigration's a thing, but I guess the posh thing gives it away. Balrog's American, since he's supposed to be Mike Tyson. Street Fighter, prepare to cry, a new joint series coming from... In Japan, Balrog was originally M. Bison, and his name is supposed to be Mike Bison. I remember there being a thing where like Vega and M. Bison had their names swapped or something, but I might be misremembering. Hello. Came to chat. Alright, 72 I think it was. Even if I overbuy, I mean I'll probably need them all. Also, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm really bad with saying that over and over. Okay, we can see how wrong I was, or how if I was ever right to begin with. Whoops, wrong one. Those are fodder. Vega, Bison, and Balrog have all swapped names. That's what I figured. Look at that old lady. Don't get any ideas. Yeah. I knew they called Bison Dictator. I thought that was just because of a Japanese thing, but I guess it's to prevent the confusion. Doomed in his keyboard, a keyboard warrior. I feel like I'm 4 short. Oh no! It was perfect! Huh. I can do numbers. Let me go to regenerate. Fastest hand in the west. Is your right arm a lot stronger than your left? Boop. The weak coast can't compete with the beast coast. Oh, it rained. I don't even have to water them. What a cock. Well, I guess that means I don't have to water the other ones. That means I'm going back to my road for one last roll. I think we'll do that, and then I'll give Dave his time to shine. He can play Big Booty Adventures. Who was like? Alright, Clarka. Clarka. She knows how to do the things, and that means it's only because I gave her like weapons. I could bring Fortail on too, but I don't think she'll do much. Oh yeah, one more thing. I thought I was gonna get away from Stardew ranting, but the map in Stardew is unhelpful completely. Like, it doesn't tell you anything besides where you are, and it doesn't even tell you where you are, it just tells you what area you're in. Oh. Poop. Oh, Wind Slash. Is that good? This might actually be... Nope. That is not what I wanted. I was hoping it was Flash Strike. No one's doing anything. I feel like I was supposed to talk to Margaret because there's an event. Okay, I guess I'm going solo. I don't need them. Although it would be nice to have someone to distract. Oh, his name is Heracles. Nice name. Ow. Alright, I was supposed to make armor. It somehow slipped my mind. That's like the one thing that I always like get frustrated with is the map. But yes, I apologize for constantly going back to it. But I felt like I had to, based on my principles. Yeah, the map in Stardew is not helpful in the slightest. It's like, hey, you want to find out, like, this game and that game have a quest where you have to talk to everyone for the first time. It's like, okay, that seems normal. But Stardew has, like, twice as many people, and none of them are labeled on the map. So good luck figuring out where they are. Where's this game? It's very easy to figure out where people are. Also, what's this? Huh? Let me have it! It was ours, damn it! Okay. I'm guessing you have to like turn off the wind or something. Actually, that sounds familiar. I feel like there's a lever you press and like the wind turns off. FF7 remix map has something to be desired. It looks very blue, which yeah, does not seem very readable. Where's this? This is not what I thought it was. Oh. Ow, I'm getting my... Let me hit you, damn it. Just stick. That's it. Oh, you gotta be joking. Prism. Remake 2's map. Perfection. I would hope so. I feel like a good map is required for like a survival game like that. You need to know where you're going. Although, I'll be honest, I am horrible with horror games. Because I am very spooky. I'm very easily scared. So even like bad horror games can get me. That. Let me smash. Gimme. This is. What even is this? I can't tell. It's too dark. It is gold. Okay. More gold is nice. Gold. A perfect map. I don't remember much because I didn't play it, but I'll take your word for it. Oh, you're joking me, mate. I don't want to fight these. And I don't have to. Looter, loser. Let me in! I guess you have to fall down into theirs. It's a tough one to get into. I don't know what I'd play as my first Resident Evil. I don't know. I guess you could play like 1 to get the classic gameplay and to die in a poison puzzle. Both equally good experiences. Or I could play 4. I don't know. Everyone seems to like 4, but it seems more justified than other games. Ow, I don't want to die to birds. A fruit sandwich. That's it. What did I do this for? Oh, there's a Fator. Give me. Oh. Now I realize how I came here in the first place. Zip zap zoop. Nope. No question. Oh, you gotta be joking me. Making me fat bird and shit. It's a good thing my sword is ridiculous. The original 2. I will keep that in mind. 4 seems good. 4 seems justified in its praises. God damn it. Well, at least I'm here. Gloves. That's nice. Zip, zip, zoop. I'm pretty sure there are boots that make you dash faster. But no big deal. My throat. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. I think I'll go for like 10 more minutes and then I'll call it quits. Gimme. There was money inside. And I want this. Rail Strike. Not what I want either. Damn it. How long is it going to take for me to get Flash Strike? Hopefully I can... the map is so massive, I don't think I can get to the end of the area in 10 minutes. Especially not if I want all that treasure. No, let me save. Please let me save. I can definitely see Remake 1 being, like, it's a good game, but hard as shit if you don't know what you're doing. It seems very much if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna have a bad time. Not that the game is bad, but that the game is unforgiving. Oops. Boop. Why did I press that? Isn't that just gonna block me? It is just gonna block me. Eh. Too many projectiles. This is what I get for having subpar armor. Milk. Yeah, I don't know why I pressed that switch. I feel like maybe the game isn't accounting for the fact that I'm like here early. It's just like, yeah, we didn't actually press a switch. Because that is a thing that can happen. Where like you'll solve a puzzle, but then like story progress will make it unprogressed. Ow. Ow, this is brutal. Especially with shite armor. Get over here. Wow. Isn't this a bit much? A game with no mercy. Rune Factory 4. The remake 1 definitely looks very pretty for like a GameCube game. Oh god! You gotta be blunt and joking me. Perish! Oh! Pff. Axle disaster. Huh. What does that do? It's certainly no flash strike. Spinning and boring. Huh. It must be boring. Or it must be boring as in like it's boring a hole. This game also has great wordplay. Oh my god! Well, the birds are like the least of my concern. Oh, my character's sleepy. I'm almost through the area. Just smash. Oh, you gotta be joking. Ow. Yo, that was a close one. Genuinely. Oh. Well, I'm sleeping. Thankfully he is too. Oh! We made it. No, it's almost 2 AM. Yeah, well look, I'm still awake. Take that. Whatevers. Yeah. Boom. And I'm fine. A little. Now I remember everything. Yes, yes. Whew. Oh man, it's been 3 hours. Goodness. Well, I guess I did start at 4, so that makes sense. But yeah, Dave will be up in 15 minutes, and I mean, I made progress. I might as well go see what's there. I think it's Sex territory, which is like second to last area of the game, not counting Leon Karnak. Which is sort of, it's just sort of like the post-game area where nothing really happens, but you can kill stuff to get swole. Bam. Awake past 2 AM. No, this is the first one. Yosh. What if it just killed me? No, yeah, it's a Sex territory. Oh yeah, well how are you gonna stop me? I do what I want. Recommended level 80. What level am I? 86? You see what I mean when it's like, I could stop here, and reasonably I should. I am going to, but it's like, I'm like at this area and there's new stuff, and there's like nothing really holding me back from like actually doing it. It's this kind of thing that you don't get in a lot of games. Like, I've been playing Dark Souls 3, and that's the kind of game where sometimes you just don't want to progress because you know it's going to be a hassle. But this game is like, you get new stuff. Like, look at this stuff that I don't have. I'm killing orcs, which I should have mentioned. This game has elves and, like, dwarves, but the elves are actually, like, nice. They're not, like, pricks, which is different for once. If someone lives here, what are you doing? Hello, I'm Tart. I'm trained to be a cooking master. Cooking is a rather deep science, is it not? How deep, you ask? Well, as deep as the well in my house, and believe me, it's deep. I made some delectable dishes today. Would you like to try some? Sure. Please come again tomorrow. He gave me yam of the ages. What? Pureed yam mixed with butter and milk, shaped and baked, sweet and savory. So it's like a reformed yam. That sounds like a real thing, to be honest. That's a snowman. Bang. Take that. I don't know what I just leveled up in, but I sure leveled it up. You seem like you're starving. What would you like to eat? Have some of this. Oh. Well, Pupper's just gonna chill here for a while. I forgot you get like a free Pupper just for like progressing. Where am I even going? I'm just like going. Yo, what up? Ow! Oh, it's fine. Pain is temporary. Nope. I'm not doing that. Oh. That's nice. This is not nice. I don't like this very much. Oh, it's Trésor. Rapid move. Move towards an enemy in instant. Also useful to dodge attacks. Really? You can... Oh, you can nothing personnel them. Okay, I'll actually stop because I'm getting ahead of myself. If I keep playing, I'll never stop. But Doom is eternal. Yes. Okay. Oh, Dave's live right now, is he? My bad. I thought it was 7:30 my time, but I guess it was 7. Okay, I guess I'll end it now. I don't have an end screen, but participants. Oh, it's just you boys, but that's fine. Thanks for coming, Dave and Doom. No one else is here to hear, but I appreciate them visiting too. I think next time I stream, I have a different game in mind, because I was intending to play a different game to celebrate the end of the semester, but I ended up playing this because I figured Rick wanted to see it, and maybe Dave wanted to see it. I don't remember. Yeah, so maybe next time. I don't know when next time is. Maybe like Wednesday or Thursday. But you want an end screen? I'll make you an end screen right now. Watch me. Here we go. Let me just get this out. Let's see. Paint bucket tool. Yeah, that color. Get the brush tool. White. Big. Stream. Okay. Yeah, save that to... I can't save it to root. Save it to my desktop. Let's just add this. Image. Sure. Let me just get this image. Boom. Okay. Thank you all for watching. I'll shut this off and I'll pop on a Dave's stream after I get some water for my throat because I'm dying. Bye-bye.